What's up, good people? Sorry to keep you waiting, but you know this is the CP Time Sphere. This is my live show, The Grown Man Hour, with your host, Bernard Riley. And yeah, well, I'm always running late. I'm working on it. I'm going to get it together one of these days. But I'd like to welcome everybody onto the show. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in, whether you're catching it live. Whether you're catching it live or you're catching it after it's uploaded. Make sure you hit that like button. Let's get this thing started. You saw the thumbnail, you saw the title. A lot of people got a lot to say about that situation. I got a lot to say about it. We're about to have the conversation. So let's get this thing going. Let's get this thing started. And people already in the chat talking about it being fake, and we're going to deal with that too. And we're going to deal with why somebody would make something fake like that. And we're going to deal with the probability and possibilities of if it is true or if it was true. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it at every angle. Brothers need to get together and have the conversation about that. I haven't seen too many brothers having the conversation about that. Mostly women. I think a male space does need to go ahead and tackle that one. So that's what we're going to do here. So strap on in. Let's get ready to go. You know the deal with the intro. After I kept you waiting for like an extra 20 minutes, I'm still going to make you sit through a 2.5-minute intro. That's how I do. I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong. But let's get it. Let's get it.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mumia Obsidian Ali. You know who I am. I need no introduction, right? And you're listening to the Grown Man Hour with my man Bernard Riley, heard weekdays right here on YouTube. What do you think about that? How about that? Now let's get back on with the show. Thank you.
What's going on, good people? Welcome back to the show, The Grown Man Hour. I am your host, Bernard Riley. What up, GA boy? I don't know how. You were on my block list for a minute. Somebody blocked you. I don't know what you did. I don't think you did nothing to deserve being blocked, but you was blocked for a little bit. I saw you on there. I took you off. You probably deserve to be on there. No, just playing. I don't know who did that. I'm trying to keep a better eye on the chat. And speaking of that, my little tablet that I use to keep an eye on the chat is all the way zeroed out. So I don't even got no charge for that. Give me 1 second. I'm about to yell upstairs for my son to bring down my charger. All right, there's that. I did that. But what's going on, good people? What's going on? What's up? Welcome back to the show. Glad to have everybody in here. I took yesterday off. I didn't want to do that, but I had to do what I had to do. But we back in the building today. So let's get it. Let's talk about it. I don't even know if to say infamous. I don't know exactly what to even call this thing. but a lot of you know about it. A lot of you saw it. It's borderline old news at this point. The group chat between, well, at this point we can almost say alleged group chat. Well, let me shout out to people that made it in bright and early, because somebody said something. One of the first comments said something. Oh, and I almost missed that super chat too. Thank you to Michael Ross. Boomer Sooner said that group chat was fake. Now, I'm not on Twitter, so I didn't even find the smoking gun evidence that it was fake, but I saw enough. Come on, just hand it to me. Oh shoot! Hey, grab. This is the wrong cord. Grab the other cord. Yeah, I didn't even see the smoking gun evidence that it was fake, but my spidey senses is always tingling on this type of stuff. Always tingling. I was looking at this and I was like, man, this got some Jesse Smollett written all over it. Why? Because I found the actual source. The actual source where it came from was from a YouTube channel right here. Thank you very much. It was from a YouTube channel that was that's ran by 3 black women. And all of their content is about, not all of it, but it deals with and dabbles into racism. I don't know if they really get in too deep into colorism. We're about to look at all that. We're about to look at their channel and see what's going on their channel and the type of stuff that they like to cover. They got my eyes on. Sorry about that. I had to feel like I got stuff in my eyes, something dangling from my eyebrows and my eyelashes. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, we're going to get into that. We're going to look at their channel, because their channel is a channel that would make something up like this. And what I mean by that is that there's certain people. Okay, put it like this. If this video leaked out, or these messages leaked out, and the person who found them, the source of it, just so happened to be Chrissy, you got to side eye it. You see what I'm saying? You got to side eye it. Shout out to Larry Elder. I don't know if he coined the phrase, but I did a whole stream titled "When the Supply of Racism Does Not Meet the Demand of Racism." When the supply of black men, disrespecting or downgrading or degrading themselves in pursuit, in worship of white women's, when the supply of that is not meeting the demand of that, they're going to do something. They're going to sell a narrative. They're going to make a story, because they don't really got a story on that. Now, they do got some brothers online who talk a lot about white women. They can go to Mad Bus Driver's channel or something like that, and they could find definitely could be argued that these men are, just doing the male equivalent of what the pink pillars are doing. And they could get that, and they could try to work from there. But a smoking gun of white women saying, "Oh, we view black men like this, or we view them like that," or I should say, the WW views the BM like this or like that. So we're gonna look at it. I'm gonna put it up so those who haven't seen it can see it and can read it. But if there's evidence, somebody got the link in the chat that can drop that evidence that proved that it was fake. I'm going to just tell you how I knew it was fake when I saw it. But I looked at it and analyzed it, operating under the assumption. That's what I planned on doing here today, operating under the assumption that it was real and just having the conversation. So I do want to do that part right there. But my spidey senses was tingling on that one. But Omega Dregs, Stoic One in the building, Omega Dregs Gaming Channel in the building. Omega Dregs says, "Welcome, everyone. And always ask yourself why." Good words. Always. Why is my favorite word. Who, what, when, why, where. Those are words that matter. You got to ask the questions. Got to ask the questions. Bear with me while I get that charged up. Shit, I should take myself off camera while I do that, but oh well. All right. All right. Got to get that charged up and ready to go so I can keep an eye on the chat and see what y'all talking about. Michael Ross in the building with the super chat. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody who come through bright and early with the support. Whether you're supporting with just your likes, your views, super chats, or cash apps, either one is fine with me. Appreciate the super chats though. Definitely appreciate the super chats. Those of you who this relatively small space that we call the Black Manosphere. Those of you who fund it, we greatly appreciate all of you. Scrolling on down, trying to see what y'all talking about in the chat. I'm way behind the chat. Yeah, I see a lot of people saying fake news. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of fake news, but I'm about to post it up and we're gonna read it. I'm gonna post it up, we're gonna read it. We gotta do that part at least. So bear with me. We about to gotta get it on the Jumbotron, gotta put it on the Summer Jam screen. So give me a second. Should have had that part ready to go. So give me a split second. Um all right. Man, I'm mad that they not showing up in order. Okay, I'll just have to work around the lack of order. But okay, I can work around that. Okay, people, good people, good people. We back in the building. We back in the building. I got it figured out. All right, let's go. Let's go. Click there. Click there. Lean in and squint. All right, got it. This is the damaging information that was just damaging to the reputation of black men, that put the final nail in the coffin of how much the black man degrades himself in pursuit of the Caucasoid. Now listen to black women's BW's reaction to this. It, I felt like it just reeked of them just wanting and needing, just desiring a smoking gun to just make them feel better about themselves. Their black girl magic wasn't feeling quite magical enough at the moment, so it was like they needed this. But it was like, I mean, they said some things that were bad. They said some things that we already knew for some white women. That's just assuming that it was all true. But let me blow it up and just read it for those that don't know what the controversy is. Most people know, but let's just blow it up. Let's read it. Let's look at it. I'll F with a black guy, even date for a bit, but never marry. Another one says, OMG, same. I don't see the appeal. And he says, beat guys with white girl. It's kind of pathetic. You don't understand. OMG. Then explain. They don't have any appeal. In fact, I don't know what she was trying to say right there. In fact, they are um, good looking, but I mean, that doesn't make sense the way she put that in there like that. Another one says, LMAO, ask a white guy to come over at 3 a.m. and he'll say no. And he'll say no. Now ask a black guy to come over. He'll be there in a heartbeat. And these are all out of order, so I want to read them to you in order. Okay, then she goes on to say, Goes on to say, BM would go above and beyond to please you because being with a WW to them is a dream come true. So basically, they're easy. Another one says, if I tell a black boy I want to urinate in his mouth, he will let me. No way a white guy would do that. Black guys have low self esteem and they love us. Someone says, isn't that using them? Sounds like puppets. Isn't that using them? Sounds like puppets. It's not like they're not using us too. It's mutual using. Fair enough, but they're not my type. Guys, don't they smell though? After sex, she goes on to say, after sex, don't they get sweaty and smell? And then someone, I believe, is kind of cut off. I think someone says they do. Oh, the smell is horrible. And that's what was put out there. Or if it was all true, that's what they said. That was the story that broke the internet. Okay, cool. Somebody posted the link on Twitter that exposed the foolishness and fakery of all of this. Let me gotta hold on. Get that up and ready to go. Give me 1 second. I don't even got the stream up on my computer. I don't got the stream up on my computer, so give me 1 second. Stand down and stand by. Oh, they're making me watch a commercial. Okay, now I'm finally seeing the likes. Okay, we got 191 people in the building, 81 on the likes. Make sure y'all hit that like button. We should be doing a little bit better than that, just a little bit. So hit that like button and let me get to okay, where was that at? I'm trying to find the okay, somebody Black Curls dropped the Twitter link. They gonna try to get me to log into Twitter, then that ain't gonna work because I can't even log in. All right. I see it. I'm gonna get to what it's saying there. I see what it's saying there. I'm gonna get to that in a second. I'm gonna get to that in a second. I think the reaction from black women is actually the biggest. Dang, Christopher, you get an A for the day. You get an A for the day because that's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it. I'm more than anything, like even with the True Kitchen thing, I didn't react that much to, oh, look at those terrible girls twerking. You know, I made a pre-recorded video about that. And in my pre-recorded video, I ultimately said that, yeah, it's ratchet people going to twerk. They are. They're going to do stupid stuff from time to time. Stupid people going to do stupid stuff from time to time. So I wasn't about just going after the stupid person that I expect to do something stupid every now and then. It was the masses. It was the full spraying cologne or spraying perfume over all the feces that I saw. It was the criticizing the brother who was trying to run a nice establishment and making it all about him and the song that he played, even after he politely told them 2 or 3 times. That was my response to that. It wasn't just, oh, I can't believe they're twerking. Black women are so horrible. They like to twerk. No. It's the reaction to it. I found out about this on D.L. Hughley's. I found out about that situation on D.L. Hughley's Instagram page. And he had a cape on for it. he had Captain America's shield up for that. I mean, no. Those are the people I criticize. The smarter people that know better. This would not even have been a story had they got up and started twerking, and he would have said, no. If he would have went off on them, and then after he went off on them, everybody just high-fived him and applauded, and everybody unanimously on the internet agreed that, yeah, they need to sit there down. Then it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. It wouldn't have been nothing. You know, it became something because people went after him. That's why it became a story. So the story is in the reaction, never what was actually done. Whether this is true or false, which I thought it was false right from the start. I'm going to explain why. But whether it was true or false, the story is in the reaction to it. You're absolutely right, Dane Christopher. Their reaction was like they won the lottery. They just got, here it is, people. We got, behold. Like they just got what they've been waiting for all this time. Like they came, they told the story. I mean, they were like Moses coming down from Mount Sinai with stone tablets. They had a long white beard and a walking staff telling the story. Behold, I present to you. Like really? Really? This clearly fake story where women talking about they have low self-esteem and they don't respect themselves. Ain't no woman going to think a guy who bending over backwards to come have sex with her, she not going to say he got low self-esteem. She more likely to say that she the shit and that's why he coming over there to have sex with her. She ain't no woman going to put herself, going disrespect her vagina like that. She going to sit there, the average woman going to sit there and think, yes, I got the golden vagina. Of course they coming over here, walking through 10 miles of hot coals to get to this cooch. Ain't no woman going to say that a man has no respect for himself. Hell, the times when a woman bent over backwards and when I didn't offer nothing, barely even tried to be charming, but I was, and she just came through, and we was in, and wasn't even no perfunctory, no even pretending like we watching a movie on Netflix. We just got right to it. I didn't think she had low self-esteem. I was like, hey, I must be that dude. I mean, that's how people think when they getting easy, when somebody is giving them access like that and just rolling out the red carpet for it. No, come on. That's how I knew this was fake. Solo TV 84 in the building. Man, you just warming my heart, man. He says, Bernard Riley, one of my favorite YouTubers, sipping on the Perrier, listening to you and stacking more crypto. Yeah, I'm about to be crypto gang in a little bit. I've been talking about it long enough. Then I was willing. I meant to contact Mel Enlightenment TV this weekend, but I slipped up on it. I'm sure I'll probably hit him up today. But yeah, I'm about to get in that crypto. I'm about to get in it. But shout out to Solo, man. Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate you dropping the money. We got to get a collab together. I keep telling myself I'm gonna email. I'll be forgetting to email everybody, but I keep telling myself I gotta send you an email. But yeah, we got to get a collab going. Got to get a collab going. Pablo Frescobar in the building. Says white women are quite happy to take BM from BW. Right on. And Solo, I'm the only one that's supposed to be drinking in the morning. I just took y'all can't even see me. I just took a little I got in my little I don't even know what to call this, chalice. I got a little bit of gentleman's jack in here. People say mix it with the coffee. I'm like, nah, that ain't my style. That's how I roll. And I typically don't drink in the morning. Typically, I don't do that. But it's a celebration, bitches. Whoa, that coffee hit different after some gentleman's jack. God damn. I just set my whole insides on fire. Whoa. I see why they say mix it. God damn. I felt that up. That was like my felt like I just took my first shot. Damn. All right. Now that I read through it, I got the exposed that it was fake article up. Now I'm about to go through and just tell you all the telltale signs of how I knew it was fake. I already got into that, but I'll go through it. Then we got to talk about the female reaction to it. Okay. Now, it's two ways to look at this. Because okay, black male thirst is a real thing. We talk about that on this show. How black men need to get away from that. I did a show with Hassani Ali. Shout out to him, Coach Ali's Corner. It's the name of his YouTube channel. He talked about how no fap is a thing that he's tried. Even did it while married, which was kind of crazy to me, but but I brought the brother on and he explained it and I understood it. I mean, but it ain't for me. I got to get one off. Sorry, but I do understand. You know, yeah. I understand the points that they were making. I'm open minded. I like to listen to people with different ideas, but you know, I got to get one off. That no release stuff because of for whatever benefits. Hey, the benefits of the release, I think, outweigh the benefits of non-release. But that's just that's me. That's how I'm wired. I got to get one off, but it don't mean you got to get one off of anything. So we do need to be more selective. We do need to stop putting our junk in anything. And there was a moment in my life that I've talked about, I've been candid about on this show, where I was driven by sex. It was post-marriage. I was taking all comers. Anybody could get it. I was like Jack Johnson. I was taking all comers. Bring them on. Bring them on. No strags left behind. I was the chat, Mr. Shane Victor says, the chat seems like a few daggles projecting. The numbers say something completely different. Let me get the chat up so I can see it. Okay. Thanks for the super chat, Mr. Shane Vicious. Appreciate you. Appreciate you very, very much. Xavier says, don't y'all remember the fake letter Essence? Don't y'all remember the fake letter, the Essence mag from a white woman about 10 years ago? Black women went crazy in their feelings. GA Boy says, all men are thirsty. They just can't put that on us. I do think the thirst is realer with black men. All men are thirsty, but I do think the thirst is realer with black men. I do believe that much is true. And if they want to charge us up with being thirsty, then I can live with that. But all the other stuff that's going on in here, no. You can't charge us up with that one. I rebuke all of that. But okay, but let's look at this line by line. I'll F with a black guy, even date for a bit, but never marry. Okay. I did a stream a while ago called The Truth About, this was a long time ago when the channel was pretty small. I don't even think it got over 5. Well, probably slow crawled to about 800 views. Where I talked about that. There's bell curves to everything. There's the white woman who will never be in a relationship with a white guy. I mean, never be in a relationship with a black guy. Never mess with a black guy seriously. But she will have sex with him. She views him as a sex object. And you take any guy, pretty much any guy, and you say, hey, that woman is just using you for sex. And you say that like it's a bad thing. No, to the guy, That statement should have been made with should have been delivered with balloons and confetti. Like, yes, use me for sex. That's how most guys think. They okay with being used for sex. GA boy, let me give you your wrench back, GA boy. I took your wrench a long time ago and forgot to ever give it back. Took your wrench back when Obsidian was at least part-time co-host over here. You and him would be going at it so hard in the chat that we couldn't even do the show because y'all was going at it so hard while he on the air and you in the chat and y'all going at it. So I took your wrench back then just so we can get on with the show and never gave it back. So there you go. You got your wrench back. Go ahead and go ham. Tell these niggers exactly how you feel. Tell them exactly how you feel, GA boy. You got it. But yeah, everything is on a bell curve. Everything is on a bell curve. Yes, it's a percentage of them that will only deal with a black man sexually. Then that's it. They got a fetish for it. And you know what? I've dealt with some like that, where it was all about some fetishy stuff. All about some fetish. Yeah, they clearly just wanted just the big black mandingo, whatever they just wanted. They just wanted the big black brute to yeah, you know, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They see a big black man, stocky built, over 6 feet tall. Yeah, okay. Sometimes in your dark, because there's some white girls, you know, if they dealing with a black dude, they want them to be dark. They want to know they dealing with a black dude. They don't want no Lonzo Balls, no Steph Curry. They want you to be dark. They want to know you black. They want Mr. Fantastic. That's what they that's who they want. The blackest Negro on earth. That's what they want. That's what they want. Some of them want that, and we know why they want that. Shout out to Fantastic. I slipped in a little small roast. Don't come up here try to roast me. I don't want no smoke. I don't want that kind of smoke with Fantastic. Shout out to brother Xavier. That little roast series that they getting going. That junk was funny. But yeah, we know it's a percentage of them that operate like that. And there's a percentage of them, no, they actually genuinely are the most attracted to black men. They like black men the most. And they even have said that, hey, black men tend to, you know, they've gotten some of their better treatment by black men. And some of them, they just genuinely like black men. It just is what it is. They like I don't know, the yin, the yang of it. Who knows what it is? Some of them, they just genuinely liked it. And I met one that fell in that category where she genuinely wanted a relationship with me. I didn't necessarily want one with her, but she genuinely wanted a relationship with me. I dealt with one like that. And when it came to the fetishy stuff, well, I'm gonna read down some before I get into that aspect of it. I'm gonna read down. He said, black guys will do anything to be, well, one of them said he don't see the appeal. And the other one says black guys will do anything to be with a white girl. It's kind of pathetic. That's where it's coming off as kind of fake. Because like I said before, no woman would see a guy doing anything to get with her would look at that. Well, they might look at that guy as pathetic, but for the most part, a girl just going to be feeling herself and enjoying that she ain't even got to do nothing. And this guy is just going all out for her. She gonna flip her hair and strut a little harder because her ego getting boosted. In the back of her mind, she's gonna think this guy is pathetic, or maybe full blown. She may think he's pathetic, but she's more just gonna stroke her own ego about it. But a woman getting chosen and getting sought after that hard by a man, she's not gonna downgrade herself and say this guy is pathetic for wanting me. She's gonna think that she's the junk. That's how women think. They don't think like that. That was how I could tell it was fake even before the evidence came out. And somebody's saying they don't have the appeal. Now, this is the part where let's for a second, let's assume that it's true. It says, LMAO, ask a white guy to come over at 3 a.m. and he'll say no. Now ask a black guy to come over, and he'll be there in a heartbeat. Okay, now let's flip this around. If a black woman asks a white guy to come over at 3 a.m., he'll be more than likely to say no. If a black woman asks a black guy to come over at 3 a.m., he'll more than likely be there in a heartbeat. I've been that guy. I've been that guy who was passed out sleep, packed it up for the night, and then got a random text that woke me up. I was there. I was there. Dried up spit on the side. I was knocked out sleep. Went over there, then the guy had dried up slob on the side of my mouth. I'm there. Like they're making it seem like a black woman. That's how you know it's fake. That's part of the reason how you know it's fake. Because a black woman has that same experience. If white guys are more likely to say no to a random 3 a.m. call from an average at best chick, if a white guy is more likely to say no to that, black women have the same experience. If a black woman hit a black dude up, he's coming. He's walking through miles of mud to get to it. Like, we know that. Again, you can charge us up with being thirsty. Can't charge us up with the white woman worship, because a black woman got that same experience. And I've had plenty of things. It was something that I was looking for. Oh man, I'm so mad I couldn't find it. Almost didn't do the show because I couldn't find this thing. There was a this was a while ago. It was on Facebook where these chicks exposed this dude, these black chicks, who was decent looking. They was on the phone with a guy, but they was recording it. Like one of them was talking to him. The other one had the video up recording the good dude. These are all black people. No white people were harmed in the making of this video. So it was all black people. And the black woman, she was sitting there saying that okay, so you gonna come through? Yeah, and you gonna bring this? She was getting him to say he was gonna bring something. I don't know if it was I wouldn't money. I forgot what it was, but that's not the important part. And she was like, we can't have sex though, but you gonna come through? I just want you. I'm trying to figure out how to say it. She basically said she wanted him to eat her, not her vagina, but the other thing down there that some dudes be eating. Yeah, know what I'm talking about? I don't know if tossing salad is that ain't gonna trick the algorithm. But she basically just said, you gonna come through and you gonna eat my my I think you can say anus. Okay. You're gonna come and eat my anus. And the dude was like, yeah. She's like, you ain't never even met me. You still gonna come through and do that for me though? You can't have sex with me though, but you gonna come through and do that? And dude was on the phone like, yeah. She was like, my friend here too. You gonna eat hers too? And dude was like, yeah. I'm like, so that's the part that's really troubling me with this. Even if it was real, these same black women know that that there's some black men, not all, but enough black men who will walk through hot coals to come and lick their anus at 3 a.m. Like, yeah, if all those black women who was like, oh my God, look at this, look at how much they disrespect and degrade themselves, and if they all just pulled out their phone right now and looked at all they graunchy, ignored text messages they've got from guys who is willing to walk barefoot from hot coals just to like, I have some messages that I dug up. I actually contacted a few women that I know. Is like, send me some messages. So you took screenshots some of your text messages that some guys have sent you. These are black women. I'm going to show some of those so y'all can see what black men are saying to black women in these messages. Because if white women are trying to make an argument, I mean, if they're trying to say that, oh, look how, if the black women who are pretending to be white women are trying to say, look at how they go all out. They just go all out for white women. As if y'all don't got plenty of ignored messages from guys who will go all out and do the same thing. that y'all got like pathetic little puppets on a string. So if this was true, the only thing that it would really be speaking to is just the difference between the difference between how white men act in terms of thirst, in terms of just getting into just a random average chick's funk box versus a black dude. And something could be said about that. And I think good conversations are happening in this space where brothers are saying, hold on, we need to pump the brakes, just can't be just sticking our junk in anything. Good conversations are being had about that. So we talking about it, but we know that's a thing out there. We know that's a thing out there. And infantry skills, just like the over anxious celebrating before you made it to the touchdown black women, talking about some SYSBM hold this L. I do want to talk to some SYSBM brothers. That is a part of the game plan today. But he's celebrating. He's like the person, who was that, Orlando Pace? I don't know, I forgot who that was. An offensive lineman. Well, yeah, I think that was Orlando Pace that picked up a fumble, was running into the touchdown, had the ball held down low like this, and somebody came and stripped it. Sitting there celebrating before you made it into the end zone. You're doing just like the black women. Doing just like the black women. Oh, shit. But yeah, man, this stuff is goofy. This stuff is goofy. What did it say? Ask a white guy to come over at 3 a.m. and he'll say no. All right, it's a black guy to come over and he'll be there in a heartbeat. Yeah, so only thing, if this was true, the only thing it would prove is that white women apparently got the same experience as you. That's the only thing it will prove. That's literally the only thing that would prove. Indigenous TV says, who said these are fake? Yeah, somebody dropped me a Twitter link exposing that this is fake. I came to my own conclusion that it was fake without the link. So I was just about to break down why I thought it was fake. But after I do that, then I'm going to go right to the evidence. Because it was just some obvious telltale signs of fakeness. But let me get back on it. Get back on it. Oh, shit. We didn't mean to do that. All right, hopefully that's the right one. That is not the right one. All right. She goes on to say, and all these names are just so stereotypically white. Kara, Daniela, Courtney. She might as well say Becky and Brittany and stuff. Okay. Abigail. Okay. The black man will go above and beyond to please you. Because being with a white woman to them is a dream. That's how black women talk. Black women talk like that. Because that's what they believe about it. That's what they believe about it. So basically, they're easy. I mean, at any time a woman is having a conversation saying that a guy is easy in terms of just a guy who you have no interest in being in a relationship with is easy because of you got casual sexual access to him. I mean, come on. Most guys are easy. Like that's just stupid. Now, here's the interesting part. If I tell a black boy I want to urinate in his mouth, he will let me. No way with a white guy. Black guys have low self-esteem and they love us. Two things. First thing, again, like I said before, most women are not going to look at a guy who's down for whatever going all out like that as a guy with low self-esteem. She's just going to look at herself as just that deal. That's typically how that works. However, when they say, and keep in mind, I'm looking at this from the perspective, is black women's experience with black men any different? Now, a video went viral that I knew nothing about when it happened. The broke down women covered it about the Sukihana chick, where a woman, if I understand it right, defecated on a man's junk. This was black on black. Did I get that story right? Did I get that story correct? Shout out to Triple T Kill. Says, shout out Bernard. Salute and shout out to you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Did I get the story right about the Sukihana thing? During the act of anal, man, this algorithm gonna be all messed up today. But yes or no in the chat? Am I getting the story right? That it was feces involved. Okay, I'm thinking of a different story. I know there was a story that went viral where it was like during some anal, a guy was being defecated on black. But y'all telling me she just threw up on his junk and then kept going? Okay, I'm mixing up stories. My bad. Thank you for the correction. I'm thinking of another viral story that some of y'all probably saw, where it was the same type of detestable things going on, where there's video evidence, by the way. This is just a chat rumor of somebody saying what a dude may or may not do. Now, one thing I do know about when black men and white women get together and they get fetishy, one thing I do know about that is normally the white woman who's on the receiving end of the degradation. Normally the white woman is on the receiving end. Somebody said Bernard low-key kinky. Don't put that out there in the universe. Don't put that out there in the universe. But yeah, get out of there. Judge Zilla in the building. Says, so sometimes when you are digging in the crud, you get the. I don't do yeah, when it comes to anything anal during sex, I say no. That's just not my thing. I'm not messing with, it's a warm, wet vagina that was made for that that penetration. I don't want to stick my junk in the place where junk comes out of. No, I'm good on that. I don't do that. However, there's been plenty of viral videos of black women and black men doing some of the most detestable things with each other. Some of the most nastiest things with each other. Not to mention, if we got to use the pornographic industry as an avatar, y'all know where I'm going. You know where I'm going with the GG. Somebody says, Mega Dread says, always prep. Oh, that's okay. That's why. No, okay. Didn't prep properly. Okay. Yeah, I know where I'm going. Shout out to David Carroll. He's covered this 7 ways to Sunday. And let me bid somebody a good night. Well, okay, I'll just time you out. You need to be, yeah, man. Don't come in here doing that. Anyway, I told a story before how I met three white women who told me a very similar story. Um, all of them were in. Oh, this shit is nasty. Just I'll leave it like this. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. One thing that I do know and how it typically works when it comes to black men and white women getting together and doing some graunchy fetishy stuff, the white woman is normally the one on the receiving end of the degradation. I'll just leave it open to your imagination like that. But yeah, it's that no, that's part of their king. They ain't on some dominatrix stuff. No, they want to be they want to be dominated and degraded and all of that. Yeah, so that's a thing. So far as her talking about urinating in a black man's mouth, it's like no, that's BS, and you're few and far between to find that. But as most people already believe that this is fake, it's got Jesse Smollett written all over it. Now, one thing, almost a decent conversation struck up here. Somebody said, "Isn't that using them?" Sounds like they're puppets. All women got men as puppets on the string, especially if the man is thirsty for the sex and the woman is dangling the possibility of sex. They're all puppets. Most of them will walk through hot coals to get to it. And black women know that. Black women have had plenty of black men as puppets on the string, dangling the cooch. The puppets that'll do anything. OBJ asked Chief Keef BM to number 2. Okay. I have no idea what you're talking about. Sorry, I don't. I hope that ain't Odell Beckham Jr. asked Chief Keef. Yeah, I'm behind on that one. But all right. Almost a decent conversation sparked up here where it's like, sounds like they're puppets. Then she says, it's not like they're not using us too. It's a mutual using. That's very true. And that's the part of it where I really don't care. Because I've been in sexual relationships with black women. And this black woman I was having casual sex with, she would come through about 10 p.m., hang out to about 12 a.m. or 1 a.m., and then leave. But, sometimes before the sex or after the sex, we'd be laying in there, pillow talking, just chatting it up, chopping it up, just talking, and we had a lot of interest. And, it was a movie that I told the story before. It was a movie. It was a part 2 to a movie where we saw part 1 and part 2 was coming out. I'm like, hey, let's go see it. And she got kind of quiet. And then, subject got changed. I think I mentioned it again. And she got quiet again. And then the movie came and went like 2.5 to 3 weeks went by. And then she just came back over for the same normal routine of sex. So that was a situation where she clearly didn't view me as somebody that she would have. This was a black woman, a dark-skinned black woman at that, who clearly didn't view me as somebody she would be in a relationship with and or even go out in public with. All I was to her was just a sexual object. That's a black woman using me for sex. I'm like, I know the scene in Boomerang when I think when she left money on the counter and he had grabbed a blanket and was sitting there Like you was just so hurt. Yeah, she basically did me like that. I was like, oh. But it happens. It's like sometimes if a woman just want to get it in with a dude, she get it in with a dude, and that's all she want from him. Why would we be shocked that white women, some of them are the same way when it comes to black men? Sometimes they just want to get it in. They don't want to go around in public. They don't want to be out and about, just like it's black women who just wanted to get it in, don't want to go out in public, or they got somebody who they go out in public with. You ain't the public dude. You the after midnight dude. I mean, it's like, come on, like we know how that work. But again, this is just bending over backwards to create a story that's fake. One says fair enough, but they're not my type. And then the guys don't they smell thing. I mean, that was again, you can hear the fakeness coming out of it because that's what black people say about white people. We always say that about them. And for example, if you've ever played ball, hold on, nah, Paul G, I ain't crying in the corner after she left, man. I ain't crying in the corner, man. I just I let out like one still Denzel Washington tear from Glory. That's all I did, and I still face my lip didn't quiver. My lip didn't quiver, man. I just let out just one strong tear. It was a Denzel tear. That's a masculine tear. All right. But oh man. Yeah, see Pablo like, oh yeah, I've been used for sex. I liked it. Yeah, we like when we can be somebody's sex object. Yeah, knew I wasn't high value enough to go to the movies. That's right. Jalen Roddy says, yeah, the smell is when I knew it was fake. Brothers may be thirsty, but we wash up before we go to get some. Yeah. But no, the reason that was a telltale sign for me that it was fake is for this simple reason right here. Any brother that didn't play ball and you go play against a white school, now not all the time, but sometimes, some of the white guys, when they would get sweaty, it's fourth quarter, and if they had long hair that done sweated out the whole game, okay, not to sound all racist or whatever, but I mean, it is what it is. They when they sweat, it happens to be the case that their hair kind of smells kind of doggish if they don't wash their hair, and if they sweat, and if they it's a thing. Just like our hair, if we don't wash our hair, and if we sweat, and if the sweat sit in there and dry up and then sweat again, and yeah, our hair have a smell to it. It is not a dog smell, but it's a smell. But it's harder for that smell to come out with us because especially with guys, because our hair isn't as long. But like when they try to, like when the black women that criticize black men to get with white women, they'll try to say she be smelling like dog. They'll try to say something like that. And the small bit of truth in that is that yes, if she don't wash her hair regularly, which I think most white girls do, but that's neither here nor there. But if she don't wash her hair regularly, and it's in summertime and she sweat her hair out, and her hair gets sweaty, and she don't wash it and it sit for a while, yeah, I mean it will have a smell. It will have a smell. And but I think we know that about. I mean, we've smelled a weird smell on the individuals of European descent who either don't take care of themselves properly in the hygiene area. Their hair can get a little smell to it, and it's just like a weird smell that we don't get. We don't get that smell. We have our own smells, I guess. Yeah, somebody's bringing up that weave smell horrible. Yeah, yep. We know that. I wouldn't go in there. You have to dip her tomato juice. But yeah, but that's something that we always say. That's one of our slurs that we say against white people. Hashtag not all. Hashtag not all, obviously, but there are some. And the times where I've experienced it the most actually was with white guys playing basketball. If it was some couple white guys on the team or the white guys you playing against, you. But if you wash your hair regularly, it ain't gonna happen. But so that's what it was there. That's something that we've known and we've observed with our brothers and sisters of European descent. Their hair could have a smell that's unique. And then some people, when they want to be, when they want to throw out something racial about, our brothers and sisters of European descent, they will try to say that they all smell like that and just shorthand it and say they smell like dog. But no, truth be told, anybody of any race don't properly take care of their hygiene, they're going to have a smell. And that's just reality. But that's how we talk about them. That's how we talk about them. And so that's more of the projecting that we can see here. Utopia, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. She says, new subby here, and I enjoy your content and listening to some hard truths. Thank you. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you coming on through. Appreciate you subbing and appreciate the super chat. Wet dog smell. Yeah, it exists. It happens. It happens. But that was one of the telltale signs of fakery. That was just, obvious to me. This was the more or less the biggest sign of fakeness. I got to fix the collar on this damn shirt. But anyway, one of the biggest signs of fakeness. Let me pull this up real quick. I think I got a Cash App coming on through. Emmanuel Osborne. Scratch that. I didn't mean to say nobody's government name. Scratch that. Remove that from the record. Professor Oz. Professor Oz in the building with a super chat. Says for tuition today. You the professor? Need to be paying you some tuition. That was my Smokey voice. Even though Smokey never paid anybody tuition. All right, where's this YouTube channel at? Here it is right here. All right. A lot of people don't know this. This is the YouTube channel that broke the story. They broke the story. They found it. They unearthed the screenshots. They didn't unearth it. One of the individuals actually took the screenshots. She said it was a private chat message. She was only able to get 3 screenshots. She got them on the fly before it was too late. It was at the buzzer. It was like the Indiana Jones Temple of Doom, ball rolling after her. In her pursuit, she grabbed the Holy Grail and escaped. Dun, 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 dun. Like that's how she was telling the story to me. Like the story of how she ascertained these screenshots was more elaborate than how the Game Changer's story of how he came across the scrolls. So right there, I immediately was like, nah, this is goofy. Question the source. If there was some screenshots that was unearthed that was confirming that all black men were colorist, and the person who scratched beneath the surface, who dug it out and broke the story after finding the irrefutable evidence, if that person just so happened to be Chrissy, yeah, you gotta question the source. But either way, this is their channel. Let's just a quick scan. A quick scan. Let me move my mic over here. A quick scan of the channel of the young ladies, or not so young ladies, I'm not sure, who broke the story. When you see stuff like this, racist police hindered Shakiri death investigation. Um, Woman found not guilty after child lied about his age. There was a few things that they talked about here, but they fall in. Oh shit! I didn't mean to click on that.
Facebook shops.
They fall in the category of what Obsidian calls the victim queens. The queens who are perpetual victims. And shout out to Larry Elder, when the supply of racism does not meet the demand of racism, people make stuff up. And there are so many fake stories out there. And I don't know how I keep accidentally clicking on stuff. I don't know how I keep accidentally clicking on stuff. But this is the type of content they do. Whenever somebody does content like that, where they're talking about women, they talking about racism, they talking about black women, they talking about what people doing to black women, how black men treat or react to black women, and this or that, and that's all somebody's story. But that's the individual who went into the Temple of Doom to capture the Holy Grail that proves everything that they've been saying. You know that there's some fakery going on. Like just one glance of their channel, and I could just tell that, oh no, they made it up. They made it all up.
Let me talk to him. All these niggas wanna fuck JT.
Like, this is the actual video where they broke the story. I believe this is the actual video where they broke the story. And those are the actual women who broke the story, or I should say made it up. Jessica X says, check your email. I sent you something that might be useful. I think I probably already got what you sent me. I probably already got it, but I'll check. I think I already got it. I think I got a hunch on what you're sending me. Yep, somebody already sent me that. Yep, somebody already sent me that. So yeah, that was the next thing on the docket that I was about to bring out. I was just explaining right now how I knew it was fake on sight. Yeah, fair use. That was how I knew it was fake on sight. Well, let me look into the thing that ultimately gives it the let's see. But that victory lap that black women took around the internet, that victory lap was just it was embarrassing. It was them trying to just it's like they wanted something, needed something to confirm their already preconceived notions, to make them feel better about themselves. All right. This is what this is saying right here. Somebody named King Black Mind. He says, a girl with an account made yesterday just magically had access to racist white girl Snapchat group chat. Right after the tweet exposing white men, she responds. I don't know if he means black men. Right after the tweet exposing white men, she responds, hoping to go viral, saying white girls are racist too. Oh, so there was a tweet out there that exposed white men. So her goal was to create something to right on time, showing that white girls are racist too, hoping to go viral, saying white girls are racist too. First tweet from that account, by the way. So this was the first. Your friendly neighborhood spider girls, 0 following, 11 followers. Joined November 2020. It's not just guys that's racist. Yeah. Let me make sure I got this big enough for y'all. Hold on. Hold up. Yeah, it says sounding like divestors and not racist white women. Look at the verbiage. Thank you. That's all I've been saying. They can't even help themselves. I mean, come on, dog. We cannot be this stupid. And I refuse. Yeah, these ones right here was funny as well. These ones were funny as hell, where they like did the whole "we are not racist. All of our best friends, we have black best friends." It's like they had the white girls pull out every possible trope of a white girl apology ever. And then they had one of the white girls saying, "Truth hurts tough, LMAO. Funny how black women are out here trying to come for us." Yeah, that verbiage. Yep. Sound black, girl. It's not my fault. Your self-loathing man lust. You see how what these alleged white girls are saying exactly what black women say about black men who deal with white women. White women don't view black men who like them as self-loathing. Again, like I said before, a woman is going to feel like any man that's liking her is liking her because she's just that deal. Now there's levels to it. You know, if a man of lower value or less attractive is liking them, then they're not going to feel, they head ain't going to blow up as much from that. But even then, women dangle the possibility of sex of men that they don't really like that much, just because they like men coming at them and giving them all that attention. They like that they know that they can call the guy at 12 a.m. come drive 2 hours to pick me up from the airport. They get off on that. They like that, and then just get a hug. They like that they can call that guy up and have him come carry a washing machine, big ass china cabinet, dudes manhandling washing machines and dryers up and down some stairs for a hug. They love that. But the verbiage, LMAO, funny how many black women are out here trying to come for us, girl. It's not my fault. Your self-loathing man lust after me. Black men can be the ugliest or the prettiest. That's what black women say. It don't matter. They say they say all black men, no matter how rich, no matter how successful, no matter how this, no matter how that, they all gonna come and roll out the red carpet for basic Becky. It's like the mere fact that these women are using the exact words. I mean, if they were using their own unique wording, that would be one thing. But they're using literally the exact wording of the black women who criticize black men who deal with white women. You could be the ugliest or the prettiest, and you would still drool over me. So mind your business. We talked about our experience, and our experience, black men are desperate, easy. Do women actually call guys easy? Like I think most women know that they can have sex with a guy easy and have low self-esteem, an inferiority complex. Man, if they didn't get themselves away right there, if they didn't give themselves away right there, low self-esteem and inferiority complex. Ricardo Rodney says, I saw Derek Jackson live today. He actually encouraged women to cut off sex if a man is not cooperating to her wishes. You know what? I listened to a part of that. Yeah, I listened to a part of that. Yeah, I think another Derek Jackson pre-recorded is on the way. I do got a lot of I got new subs who apparently watch pre-recorded videos. It's like I have a live audience and I have a pre-recorded audience. I think I gotta test that theory because most people. Well, no, I'm not gonna get into the YouTube aspect of that, but yeah, well, I'm about to drop another one because he said some bull. He said some bull. But this part right here, I don't believe white people talk like that about a black person who they're having sex with or a black person who's pursuing them for sex. They don't use terms like that. He has low self-esteem and an inferiority complex. Like that's exactly how black women describe black men who deal with white women. That they have low self-esteem and an inferiority complex and they don't respect themselves. And that's exactly how a racist black person would describe somebody of their own race dealing with somebody of a different race. It's like they're giving themselves away with the rhetoric. And then one of them gave the classic white girl apology. In light of what happened in the group chat, I just wanted to apologize. We were just having a private conversation. It wasn't our intention to sound racist to anyone who was hurt. I'm really sorry. You all know me, and you all know I've been an ally an ally to the black community and all minorities. I took part in many Black Lives Matter protests, and I will always stand against racism. I'm sorry. Like, come on. Like, come on. She just went all the way there. Just went all the way there. Shout out to Great Britain. I see you in there. I'm not gonna let your super chat get away, even though it's scrolling on up. Salute to Great Britain. Hey, no, that's not Great Britain. I just could have swore I saw Great Britain send a super chat. There we go. Great Britain in the building. He says this joint faker than 80% of the chicks in this space that claim they have a man that takes care of them and provides for them. Yeah. Yeah, faker than a $3 bill. But they out here doing straight victory lap. They out here doing a straight victory lap. But yeah, that's I'll wrap that up. I'll wrap that up. Yeah, things is just getting wild out here when the supply of whatever your ideology is, when it's not being met by the demand, or as Larry Elder worded it, when the supply of racism is not meeting the demand of racism, people make stuff up. They will Jesse Smollett it or Juicy Smoothie it all damn day. All goddamn day. And that's all that happened here. But the link is in the chat if anybody want to come up and chop it up about that. I do some of the SYSB, and well, I shouldn't even say SYSB-emmers because I'm not SYSBM. I'm with a dark-skinned black woman. But I've been with some white women before. So we can have a conversation about that. Because even though it was clearly made up, some things that was said in there that some things in there is something that could be, a conversation could be had about. So we can get, okay, and I already got my man Pablo hopped right. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Let's get rid of that. Got my man Pablo in the building. Let me get my sound apparatus together. All right. Pablo Frescobar in the building. What's going on, man? What's up?
What's going on, Bernard?
Another day, man. Another day. What you got? What you got on this foolishness
You
and
know,
fakery?
man, that's pathetic. It's kind of like when I was on Sister George's channel the other week, and they insisted that uh I give sisters equal opportunity treatment and fairness. Well, here's the deal: there's no fairness in dating and mating, and
Wait,
and, and
she
sex.
meant. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure I understand right. They make give them fairness in terms of
Well,
your preference of what you're gonna
right
date.
of what I'm gonna do with my penis. See, what
No.
they what they were trying to do is say, oh well, you picked a Latina who's a baby mama, so all baby mamas are equal, and that just ain't true. Um, you know, I know guys in here like to say, no baby mamas and this and that and the other, but let's be honest, a baby mama uh, who looks like Selma Hayek and a baby mama who looks like Precious are not equal.
They shouldn't be equal in terms of you giving them penis, but they should be equal in the terms of you procreating and marrying them.
Oh, hello,
You
Sister
No,
shouldn't.
George.
they're not.
Whoa, hold
Good
on. Hello, Sister
morning.
George.
How?
Wait a minute. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Bernard. You look interesting. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm gonna let you win, Sister George. I'm gonna let you win. Because I be up here on my bully pool pit just
It's
throwing
okay.
daggers down at you. So
It's okay. I got
So
you. I got you.
I'm gonna let you win. I'm gonna let you win. You ever plan on being on camera sometime? Anytime?
One day, yes.
One day in the distant future?
No, actually, it should be in the near future. Actually,
Okay. All right. That's interesting. I'm sure you'll look interesting as well. All right. Be on
yeah,
there
I have
doing
all
your
my edges.
you're gonna be patting your weave while you doing your show. All right.
You didn't sell me any, and so Curlin is insisting that I wear my real hair, but
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Pablo. Wait your turn.
You
Mute up.
you you're above average, Sister George. Don't worry. You're above average.
Thank you.
Okay.
Why is the awkward silence, Bernard?
I know. I just go ahead, Pablo. You got it.
So yeah, I don't know why. Well, I'm starting to see that there's still a lot of uh, Jim Crow era mentality floating around in the heads of a lot of Black Americans. Um, the trend is not going down when it comes to interracial dating and interracial
It's not.
marriages and children and the whole kit. It ain't going down. It's going up. And it's going up because America is becoming a multiracial, multi-ethnic society because that is the way they want it. They want to remove, in order to have the type of country that they want to have, the the slave, former slave and apartheid culture that we used to have has to be eliminated. That has to go away. Along with it, some of the grievances and the racial uh, segregation and the whole racial way of thinking kind of has to fall to the wayside. And so this is not by accident. And so, you know, there are people who want to have affirmative action penis and vagina. They want to give, you know, the blackety black affirmative action stamp to black men's penises. And basically, SYSBM is saying we're not giving the affirmative action discount, right? It's saying we're going to choose the most attractive, most cooperative woman we can get. Race be damned. So that's basically all it is. So all of this trying to jerry rig and mentally gymnastic your way into controlling black men's sexuality is not going to work.
All right. Carter Drew in the building with a super chat. Appreciate you. He says, when I see stuff like this, the use of propaganda, I think he's trying to say, I guess our women really at war with us. I think they're more at war with themselves for doing that shit. But he says, for our hearts, minds, and souls. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. And so go ahead, Sister George. You got it. You got the mic. You were trying to say something about the baby mama stuff that wasn't the topic. So you go ahead and derail my topic once again, please.
Well,
go ahead. You got it.
Okay. So it's not that I don't think that I'll speak for myself. I'm not trying to police anybody, but I'm saying, like, if you're going to have a standard, have that standard all the way around, regardless of how a woman looks. A woman could look like whatever, but if she is still a mismanager of her vagina, that still should mean something. That should still be a standard. As okay, if we're seeking out the best women, if she's a single mom, whether she's living with 50 men or whatever, you mean to tell me she's living with all those men and she still became a single mother? She's not paying attention somewhere. She can't be trained if she's got all those men around her and she's still becoming a single mother. So I think men should be careful of that if they're calling themselves leaving the country from their own American black women to seek out other women. Don't go to somebody else's country and pick out their worst, even though you're still saying their worst.
But they're hotter.
Yeah. And so what I'll say to you is be careful with your penises.
A single mother, hold on, you think a single mother makes them their worst? I mean, they have a
saying
kid.
If they are in comparison to a woman without children, yes, they are worse than a woman without children. If she's a single mom and if she's hotter, I would say have sex with her. But why would you turn around and create a family with her like you're advocating for?
Yeah, but they're hotter.
Yeah, I'm not saying don't have sex with them. Have sex with them like you were pumping up a black woman.
Time out.
And they make better sandwiches. Like
here's the right question. Here's the right question. So Pablo, what's your thoughts on a hot black single mother who's cooperative? What's your thoughts on that?
If you can get her to cooperate and allow you to raise her child as if it was your own, have at it. But not very many are willing to do that.
So is your argument that the hotter cooperative women over there, if she leaves and cleaves to you, to use a biblical term, that she's more likely to step aside, ultimately let you raise the child and not get in the way and not police or micromanage your leadership in the house. Is that what you're saying, how they function and operate?
That's exactly what I'm saying. If a woman comes from a culture where, and we see this played out, we've seen this played out over the past week right here on YouTube. Black women in America, by and large, the default setting is you ain't shit nigga, and I don't have to listen to you. I'm not saying all, but I'm saying the culture in general is that. Now you got to go from that to proving to this person that you are leadership worthy. In other cultures, you don't have to start from that default position. You start from the position that you're a leader until you fuck up the leadership.
All right. Wait, I'm gonna go back to Sister George in a second. Well, Al Boogie in the building with a super chat. He says, "Shout out to Martin Luther Pablo Jr. for the baby mama delegates." And also, my man Dark Knight Mentality came through with a super chat. He says, "I can't believe I'm saying this, Bernard, but Sister George has a point." I was about to get to that. I think I need some of what you have in the goblet, BR. Yeah. I see people down in the chat. I do want. I'm gonna bring y'all up. I want Sister George and Pablo to hash this one out. So Pablo, you laid out where it's a difference, but as I pass it to Sister George, I understand what you're saying in terms of it being a difference, but them optics don't look good. I mean, it don't. I mean, it do look like it's y'all bending over backwards to make excuses for baby mama somewhere else. Versus, hey, well, goddamn it. Okay, fuck what I was saying. Sister George agreed with me. I gotta start over. Scratch that. I can't just. I'm just passing to Sister George. Don't be publicly agreeing with me.
Also, you agree with logic, and it's crazy now. I understand.
I
can't have you publicly agreeing with me.
But at the end of the day, it's my penis. It's mine. It's not theirs. It's not yours. It's not the manosphere's. It's mine.
All right, go ahead, Sister George. You got it.
It is exactly your manosphere. But if we are saying that we are encouraging brothers to make better decisions with their penis, to not go below a standard. A standard is a standard. A standard does not change because the woman's vagina is a different color. The standard should remain the same all the way across the board. If you're trying to get a higher standard of men who value themselves, then men should value where they're putting their penis, who they're procreating and having families with. Saying that a man should go out and wipe up baby mamas, and I am a baby mama who is getting wiped up, I still would say Curlin can do better. He shouldn't do. He doesn't have to deal with a baby mama. But I am an exceptional.
Let's get that on the record. Let's get that on the record.
What?
Let's get that on the record. Look, say that again into the mic. You said Curlin can do better than you.
Curlin can do better. Curlin has the resources. Curlin has the looks. Curlin is a good man. Curlin can do better than a baby mama. Now, I'm an exceptional woman, so Curlin. I am an exceptional woman to Curlin, so I make it worth Curlin's time. But Curlin doesn't have to deal with a baby mama.
And I chose to have a hotter baby mama.
Well, if you have a hotter baby mama, she could be hot. But what I'm saying to you is don't encourage men. If you're trying to so-called set a standard is a standard. A standard does not change because a woman is hotter. Standards should remain the same all the way across the board.
And she cooks arroz con pollo and sancocho much better than collard greens.
She could cook that better than collard greens. I could cook all kinds of stuff. Curlin is satisfied. What are you saying?
I know, but Sister George, well, I mean, assuming that what you're saying is true, that you, I guess, purport yourself well to where, Curlin feels that it's even though you say that he can do better than you, but you say that you definitely make up for it in other ways, and you make it a sweet deal for him to where whatever standard it don't apply if this woman can literally do right by you and make you happy. So then by that logic, you're kind of arguing against yourself. You're agreeing with Pablo that this woman is don't interrupt. That this woman from overseas, cultured differently, the things that you, despite this culture, you allegedly adopted the ways to still make a man happy despite your deficits. This woman over there also was cultured into it, to where she's can still make a man happy, be a good wife, and make up for her deficits as well. So it sounds like you actually agree with Pablo, and it just comes down to you just mad because it's dudes who getting women that ain't black.
No, I'm not. I am a big supporter of SYSBM. I've supported SYSBM from the beginning. But if you're telling men who are high value, men with resources, to go out and get baby mamas, what are we preaching to the men that we're saying
I'm
that
not
they
high
need to
value.
have?
I'm not.
Well, the
That's
men
true.
that are, but the
No,
men
wait,
that are
time
generally.
out. You're misrepresenting the argument. The men who are high value, who got it like that and got it going on over here, they can get the best.
They don't gotta leave.
Exactly.
Normally the guys who not all of them, hashtag not all, but normally the guys that got to go overseas to get a higher quality of women, they're normally people who are not killing it out here in this America dating and mating market. So they're already at a deficit just by them, not all of them, but a percentage of them are already at a deficit themselves because they have to go over there because they're not as select out here. And the non-select guy would end up being over here, just got to take what he can get. He's taking the baby mama who acting a damn fool, or he's taking that woman who may be overweight and or acting a damn fool. But over there, they can essentially be more select and do better out on the market, but they still not the top of the top, high of the high, killing it. So I
Out
think
there.
They're the men.
I think the
They're the
passport.
men in the middle.
Yeah,
So
They're the men.
passport bros are officially men in the middle overseas. Is this what we're saying
No,
now?
we're the men
They're
in the middle. No, we're the men in the middle here.
here.
Okay, great,
We're the men
great.
in the
I'm
middle
glad you
here.
said that. I am
Overseas,
glad you said that.
we're the high
So,
value
so,
men.
so
He's saying, hold
exactly
on,
my
wait,
point.
before you respond, Sister George, let's make sure we understand. He's saying that they're men who are just in the middle here, but when they
Yes.
go over to other countries where the U.S. dollar is sometimes 50 times more, 100 times more, they become high value men when they go over there. So
Okay,
they got
so
better
you
options.
mean to tell me both of you guys are going to sit up here and tell me that a man becomes high value in another country
Higher
and he
value.
still higher value in another country and he still goes and picks up the baby mama? Are you fucking kidding me?
Whoa,
Yes.
woman. Calm
Oh
your
wow.
whoa,
Yes.
hello now, woman. Calm your ass down. Don't be talking about some. Are you fucking kidding me on my show? I don't even say fuck on my show. Fuck wrong with
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
you?
I won't say the F word again. I'm sorry. Please forgive me,
I'd rather you
Bernard.
just mute up.
I want you to. I want your hair to grow, so I don't want to upset you at any point. So I'm sorry. My bad.
I'm done right there. It's done. It's a wrap right there. But don't be talking about hair growing and you got your hair braided down, some Allen Iverson braids over your weave. It's in a protective hairstyle though. It's in a
You know, why don't you sell me some weave, Bernard? I got the money.
You got to let that scalp breathe. You got to let it breathe. The scalp ain't seen the sun since '98.
I need some Burmese curly. I know you know what it is. Help me
Well,
out.
Is that
Sell it
similar?
to me at a discount.
Is that similar to kinky curly?
Yes, I know you got some.
I do. That ain't even a good seller. I might send you some.
Thank
That ain't
you.
even a good seller. But anyway, shout out to Kenny Conjo in the building. He says, salute, brother Bernard Riley. Happy holidays to you and yours. I hope the remainder of this year will end on a positive note along with the viewers. Thank you to Kenny Conjo, always coming through with the kind words. Always coming through with the kind words. Shout out to Black Wolf Inc. I don't think I've seen you down there in the chat in a while. All right, I'm about to bring up Traded NBD. I think we went round and round on this. You think that the guy that goes overseas need to not deal with baby mamas.
Utilize their best options. If they have better options, I suggest them utilize their best options. If they feel like the best options was a baby mama, then that's fine. But if they're high value or higher value overseas and they can get better women, then you would encourage brothers to seek out the best of the best options that they can get.
Well, let me ask you that, Pablo. Okay, you go overseas. What'd you say?
For me, the best option was a baby mama if I obtain the physical beauty, the cooperativeness, the uh, the domestic skills that I wanted in a woman. If I got all of those things, right, all of those other things, and the baby mama piece was a negative to me, but not enough of a negative to deter me, then I did just like Curlin did. I got the best option for me at that time. Yes.
Well, she said Curlin could do better than her, so that's
Well, then maybe I could do better than my wife, but
You
I wasn't
could.
trying.
that's going
But I wasn't.
that's going to forever be on the record that she said
But
Curlin could do better than her.
maybe I could do
I
better than
told
my
you
wife.
I'm the
But
simp in my relationship. I'm the simp. So I mean, yeah.
so,
Great Britain says hashtag
but
free.
I chose. Wait a minute. But I chose not to delay the progression of my life to go ahead and have a wife. Not to just keep looking. At some point, you got to stop looking.
Well, let me ask you this, Pablo, and I'm gonna get Trader MBD in here in a second. But and shout out to Great Britain again for that one, free Curlin. That's funny. Is it the case that the Ike in the building? What's going on, Ike? Is it the case that the guys when they go overseas, that yeah they got better options over there, but the hot compliant younger chick that don't got a baby yet, if they looking for a wife, that chick, you think she might not be as down for that, So I mean, if you're looking for a wife, you think I don't know, the younger hotter chick over there want to stay on the market out a little longer.
Almost,
Go ahead.
almost most of the guys that were in my passport bros group who are married men, most of them have women who did not have children.
Okay.
So come
So
on,
that was
man.
just a
Yeah,
personal, that was just a
of course.
personal choice you made.
No,
Okay.
I'm talking about me.
Mhm.
For me. Trader
Okay.
MBD, I believe he's with a girl from Spain, I believe.
No, my girl's
But
Dominican too.
oh, she's Dominican. Did she have
Yeah.
any children?
No, yeah, her
Okay.
children were
Yeah.
older though. Her children were grown.
All right. But see, that's what I'm saying. It's you have to make trade-offs. But if you're getting on one side of the scale is so heavy, it's so great that it outweighs one negative, of course you're gonna make the decision.
So all those women overseas without kids and are cooperative and beautiful and okay. Okay. Thank you so much for having me up, Bernard. I really appreciate it. Great show as usual. You guys have a great day, and I'm out.
Yeah, why don't you speak in your regular voice? Your regular speaking voice ain't that soft. We know how you sound. You're talking for real. When you get amped up,
All
you have
right,
all that
niggas, I'm out of
yeah,
here.
get to
Hey,
yelling, be
what's going on, Bernard?
sounding like Mia X and shit. All right, go ahead.
Bye,
Trader
y'all. I'm
MBD,
out.
you got it, Trey. Go ahead.
Hey, at the end of the day, man, I seen the chat, everybody talking about SYSBM. I seen what infantry skills said. At the end of the day, man, whether it comes to, white women in the US or a baby mama down in Colombia, as a SYSBM brother, you got to choose, the best of the best. And even like if I broke up with my girl, I met my girl before I made my change. And she was a good woman. We both older, both got grown kids. But if I had to dip back in the pool again, like I would take a 23-year-old baby mama from Colombia in a minute versus a single anything from within the matrix, just because of the messed up frame of mind. Because regardless of whether that the topic that them screenshots were real or they were fake, that's the mindset across the board here, man, regardless of the woman here in the US for the most part. So, like Pablo, man, you know if a 23-year-old baby mama in Colombia with one kid, she gonna do whatever the hell she gotta do. Whatever you say, cook, clean, monkey double backflips or whatever to get with a brother. If
Exactly.
your
There's
values
more
right.
right. But because you offer more, right? And they respect more because they come from a culture where the default setting of men is to give them respect. We come up from a culture where the default setting is to trash men.
Yeah, and they're looking, here in the States, man, they don't look at you to be the provider first. Even amongst, these white women we talking about, they are looking to go 50-50 now. They ain't looking for no man to provide. They think they're strong and independent too.
Yeah, somebody drop that Cash App link, or you can just type it in. You can just type it in and scroll it on the bottom of the screen. The person, Big Ike, just asked, "What's the Cash App link?" Somebody dropped the link. Who got the link? Or you can type it in on the Cash App. But just scrolling across on the bottom of the screen. One question I want to ask, one question I want to ask is, what do y'all say that the regular average brother, say above average earning brother, say you make, I don't know, 65K. That ain't knocking it all the way out the park, but it's doing all right. It's doing all right. It's all right. He makes 65K. He go over there. Let's say he's in the middle on the select scale in this U.S. Dating and mating market. He go over there. Can he exactly get the? I mean, I'm not talking about just for one night on some hookup stuff where you probably dropped a couple dollars on it. I ain't talking about that. I ain't talking about $40 and none of that. I'm talking about actually you getting that woman like she's your woman. She about to be coming back here with you. The top of the top women over there, can they actually get that? Because if it's the case that they could get, decent women who's sevens that probably got a kid. I mean, that's probably better than the 4 or 5 with 2 kids and a bad attitude over here. It's still an upgrade, but would you say that the slightly above average earning guy who's somewhere in the middle of selectness over here can go over there and get the top of the top, or is it just something closer to the top? What would you say?
Yeah, he ain't gonna get a 9 or 10. Oh, go ahead, Pablo.
Well, it's relative because a Colombian 6 is a 9 in the U.S. A Colombian or a Dominican girl who's a 6 in her country here is a stunner. That's a fact. When I bought my wife here, do you know how often white women? I had a white girl try to hit on my wife at Topgolf here in Atlanta.
A woman tried to what? Say that again.
A white girl tried to hit on my wife at Topgolf here in Atlanta.
I mean, I hate to get off in your personal business. I mean, she tried to hit on her, like she was trying to get at her.
Yes, while I was sitting at the bar.
Is it okay? We about to go ahead and go there. Cut me off if I go too far, because that is your wife, and I understand that there's a respect thing going. What is? I mean, did you pull off that threesome or no?
No, the white girl was not that attractive. But I could tell by the way that she was complimenting her and fawning over her and doing all that stuff that the chick, if my wife didn't politely say, "Okay, thank you, see you later," the chick would have continued. Right. So what I'm and women in my own family fawn over my wife.
They like fawn over her, like she's so cute. They want to play in her hair and
yes. And so what I'm saying to you is, in her country, my wife's just average. Here, she ain't average.
Okay, so she went from, I don't know, 6 to 8.
Ashy to classy. Ashy to classy.
Well, Bernard, here in the once a chick becomes a baby mama in the States, their value goes down automatically. It's the same over there. You could take, a chick over there in Colombia that has the looks of a US 9 or 10. Automatically, as soon as they have that kid so young, it's dipping down to the 5 or 6 range in their own country. But still, I mean, they ain't gonna be an 8 or 9 or 10 over here because they're baby mama. But they still gonna be an easy 8. Easy. When they come over here. And look, I used to tell cats this all the time, man. When I was living in Honduras, when I lived in DR, man, do not feed them American food. It's like feeding gremlins after midnight or getting them wet. They're gonna blow up. Do not feed them American food.
I don't, man. Something is in the food out here. I I dated a girl from Germany. I haven't traveled outside the country. I don't have a passport, so I'm not passport bros. None of that. She just happened to be over here. Because she was an exchange student, and her family that she was with when she was down here, she came to like them, so she came back and visit. She grew fond of her American family, so to speak. So she would come and visit every now and then and hang out here for a month or whatever. So that's how I ended up meeting her. She was from Germany, but she said when she would come here for, like, I don't know, a summer or for a month or for even just 2 weeks just to visit. She was, if a 2 week visit, she was going back to Germany weighing 10 more pounds, and then she would just be back at Germany and just eat just her regular diet at Germany, regular food at Germany, not consciously counting calories, and she would just drop the 10 pounds automatically. It's like, so if she stayed here for 3 months, she went back to Germany, just bloated damn near. It was like, it's something in the food over here where women over here have to consciously, people over here have to consciously make a concerted effort not to
Not to get
Yeah.
fat. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
true.
and you get, the brothers, I seen in the chat like, hey, if you can't get a woman in the US, you can't get a woman over. No, man, there's a lot
Absolutely.
of high value brothers, I've run with. I know Pablo's crew from the Passport Gang, all high value brothers that just said, you know what, my standards are more important than game in the US. And say,
And
you know what? Yeah, go. I just say, you know what? Have a better option and peace of mind, because we all know that black men are dying from stress at the average age of 62. Why? You know what I'm saying? If you want to be old and enjoy your life, get you a younger woman and just rock out with her. Keep that peace of mind.
not only now, I'm gonna say this, and I know
Real quick before you get into that, Pablo, I gotta acknowledge a few things. A few people came to on the Cash App in. Cornelius, I don't know if your government name is before. I'm just Cornelius E. I think your government name is on YouTube already. But thank you for the $10 super chat, and also Warmaster7 came through with a $10 super chat. He said a man should find his happiness wherever he can. But you see, the problem that come in with that is that when that same logic applies to a American black baby mama, he's finding his happiness wherever he can. But yeah, we were like, nah, you fucking up, bro. You fucking up. So that's why you just can't say find happiness wherever you can. But as far as just a guy traveling because he got his bad options over here go from bad to okay or bad to good, maybe not great, but from bad to good over there. I can't knock that. So in that sense, I say find happiness wherever you can, definitely. So thanks and shout out to Warmaster7 for the $10 super chat. And I got to acknowledge Big Ike, who's the sponsor of today's show. Today's show is brought to us. I see it scrolling down the screen. Today's show is brought to us by Ike. Oh, I can't say your last name. He's going to be on my show tomorrow, so I'm going to learn how to say his last name tomorrow. But just sent an obscene amount of money on the Cash App in. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. You're the sponsor of today's show, so definitely salute and shout out to Ike. We'll be chopping it up with Ike tomorrow. So appreciate everybody that came through on the Cash App in. Somebody else just came through. Toriel Boxley, I saw your super chat. My bad. Here come the link. I got a few more people down there, so we about to really open this thing up. I try to go with fewer people sometimes when I want to try to get a focused conversation and specific answers without a lot of cacophony. One of those words I learned from Obsidian. Didn't want too much cacophony.
Bernard,
go ahead, Pablo.
I'm doing a show on Sunday night about the travel bros and their relationship with the dating coaches, the game connoisseurs.
That's a good topic. That's a good topic.
We are at polar opposites. I know travel guys, they can't stand dating coaches. They hate them with a passion. Not them personally, but their ideology. And one of the illustrations that I made in this video in this live chat that I'm going to do is dating in the United States. Have you ever been fishing? Do you like to fish?
Not a big fan of it, but of course I've been fishing.
Yeah. I'm an avid fisherman, but I grew up near salt water, right near the ocean. dating in the United States is like fishing in a freshwater pond. You're going to throw it out there. You might get a bass. You might get a sunfish. Or, I don't know. If you're lucky, you might get a pike. But dating internationally is like deep sea fishing for marlin. It's totally apples and oranges. The prize is so much bigger than what would be available to you in a pond.
Here's go
That's
ahead.
why we don't. That's why we don't as subscribe to game and manipulation, and you have to do all of that because the women are not really operating in real femininity and in their true character, in their true nature. It's an upside down world. And only the guys that have really gone out and experienced it and took part in it understand that. It's like trying to tell somebody, on paper how to ride a bike. You don't know it until you actually get on that bike and do
it. As far as the dating coaches, it's getting weird. I didn't watch the video, but I've seen a lot of things like it. I know O'Shea did something responding to Lucario, and I like Lucario. I before I even knew what the manosphere was, his videos for whatever reason was popping up on my feed. So I was watching him before I even heard of the manosphere. So I've known about Lucario for a while. But Lucario, allegedly based off O'Shea's title, and O'Shea's titles can be deceptive sometimes. Sometimes you got to do that to draw the crowd in. But the title just read very plain and clear that Lucario apparently said guys who go overseas for women have no gain. I feel like with the dating coaches, with all due respect, their motivation is obvious in the sense that they're looking at this group of guys online. If they would rather pay money to get a passport, a plane ticket, and fly overseas instead of paying for consultations, it's like the dating coaches are looking at this space like, oh, if they just get two passport travel bros friendly, then they're going to lose potential customers. So it's like they got a clear motivation. But other than that right there, I don't see why they should be at odds with each other. But so the dating coaches have a clear motivation to try to keep people grounded dealing with American women.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
If the men who go overseas are treated better by prostitutes than they're treated by their own women, what does that say about your own women?
I'm a little confused by that statement just a little bit because
if they're
prostitutes, I mean, you're paying a prostitute. She should treat you however you're paying her to treat you.
Yeah. So if your actual woman is being beat out by a prostitute, what does that say about your actual woman?
Yeah, but what about it from the aspect of it's not about going to pay for a prostitute, or maybe I know, I'm quite sure it is for some. I mean, that's part of the game over there. What is $40? What is $20? You're on vacation. You got at least, you go on vacation. Hopefully you're going on vacation. You got at least $1,000 of spending money. So what is, $30, $40 or whatever, But that aside, I looked at it as, some guys are actually are in your case, you was looking for not a prostitute, but an actual woman. And so that's really the comparison right there. The man looking to start a family, is he actually getting better?
Okay. Let's look at the investment. Mm-hmm. Okay. Take prostitute out of it. Let's look at the actual money you spent, the investment. Look at the money I spent in travel. Look at the money I spent in dating my wife just like I would date a woman here. Look at the money I spent in
hold on real quick. Hold on real quick. Hold your thought. Terrell Boxley. I dropped that link for you. I'm reading your Cash App right now, and you're saying you had wanted the link. The link been floating around in there for you for a minute. So go ahead and take the link whenever you're ready. And also fly credit. That's Mr. RJ came through with a $10 Cash App. Appreciate you, brother. All right, go ahead. I just wanted to let bots know that link that I've been floating out there was for him. So you was talking about the cost benefit analysis. You was adding up stuff.
For the money I spent in immigration fee. What if an American black woman would have behaved in the same manner towards me that my wife did? Wouldn't she have received all of that?
Well, some would say no because you're just a colorist, and so no.
Well, then the light skinned black sisters that I dated right here who could have gotten it too.
Now that does speak more volume to us about how you treat it, because there's plenty of racially ambiguous light-skinned chicks that identify as black and act black and do all that. So clearly, it's about how you're being treated. That's the biggest thing. So there's that. Black curl. Well, hold on, wait, son. Oh no. Snuggles. Oh, I need glasses. Snuggle 668. Ike, I think they want you to come up and say a few words of wisdom. No. Ike is coming on tomorrow, so we got to save it all for tomorrow. He can't waste none of his divine infinite wisdom today. We got to wait till tomorrow for all of it. So there's that. But definitely. But we got hold on before I go to let's see. Sorry if I missed somebody's super chat. Is that Mr. RJ right there? Oh yeah, that's Mr. RJ. Is that just a picture of your waves? Okay, that's weird.
Hey, what's going on, brother? Yeah, they spinning, man.
Yeah. Mine not quite spinning today.
Yeah, man, they stay spinning.
Coming through right there. You know, I'm hanging on for dear life. This is we win in the war, but we losing the battle right here, man. We losing the battle right here. But
man, just get some minoxidil, brother.
Overall, we win in the war. I'm gonna get some spray on board right there, man. Because that's how I know I need a haircut when they start getting a little too light and you can see it right there. But anyway, so go ahead. We're gonna go to Black Curls first. You've been waiting patiently, so go ahead. You got the floor. You got the mic.
All right, cool. So let me actually talk about the topic because I really don't care about single mothers. I don't deal with them. Look, I mainly came on here in response to Sister George asking, "What about Jeannie Mai?" But let's first tell you, about it being obviously fake. I can tell it was fake because when you take a screenshot on Snapchat, it lets everyone know it has a screenshot. It says you took a screenshot of the chat, so it would have been revealed right away. It was fake. And here's the take on the whole, these non-black women don't respect y'all and they fetishize y'all, like Sister George says. She mentioned a point earlier about consistency. So they're not being consistent right now, and her argument is disingenuous because black women already say niggas ain't shit, they're only good for dick, and like you even mentioned with your story, that you were just used for dick. So it's like you only care when it's a non-black woman, but you don't want to call out when it's a black woman. And since she mentioned Jeannie Mai as a celebrity example, I'm going to bring up a celebrity example. Serena Williams just said black men are for fun and white men are for marriage. So what do you
Serena
have to say
said
about that? Yep.
Whoa. I do not be having my ear to the streets. I did not know Serena said that. Because everybody was talking a lot of junk saying that, well, Serena was with all those black men and none of them marry her, so she had to get with a white man. But now, when you average that,
even the white men didn't marry her. They just want to point the finger at black men when their black women aren't getting married.
Yeah, but we got to average in the equation that, okay, she didn't want. I mean, some of the black dudes she messed with, I ain't about to get into that, but it's interesting. She didn't want to marry their ass. She had to marry. Okay, anyway, that's interesting. That's interesting. I didn't know she said that, but cool. You know, black girls, you definitely said some good stuff. It said American Negro said you can fix my little fix a flat ball spot I got coming in right there. Winning the battle, but go ahead. Oh damn, Pablo dropped down. Did you have anything else you wanted to say, Black Curls, before we pass the mic to Box?
No, you go ahead, Box.
Okay, go ahead, Box. You got the floor.
why is it that people, and I respect you, Bernard, for being honest and saying, look, I don't have a passport, that you have limited experience with foreign, that you do have some
Yeah, I mean,
experience
some that
with
ones
foreign
that
women.
my experience is ones that I coincidentally met here, and I didn't know that they were from somewhere else until they just opened their mouth and start talking. I was like, "Whoa, you got an accent." That's a chick from
Exactly.
Kenya and a chick from Germany. Me and the chick from Germany, we didn't really do nothing. We just went out on a date. I didn't even get no action from her, but but we just went out and then kept in touch a little bit afterwards. But it ain't go nowhere. But the chick with Kenya, me
I
and her,
mean,
yeah, we messed with each other for about a year and some change. But go
oh
ahead.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, right? My best friend, my brother, and my best friend, right now, he's in Morocco. Right now. And he called me like an hour ago from Morocco, sent me pictures, videos, went like on WhatsApp, right? Pablo, all the other brothers that traveled, they know what we're talking about. These women are different. And for us, it's like at some point in your life, you have to realize that these black women they don't have our best interests at heart and in mind, in heart and in mind. Um, if, like, as you say all the time, they're better at picking stepfathers. They know that Pookie and Ray Ray, they know that he ain't going nowhere. They know he ain't about nothing. They've known this since middle school. They've they know what good men look like. So when we go to these other countries, thank God that we've had we've lived clean, we've lived our lives right, we're financially able. Okay. The problem is, and Sister George is she's being disingenuous to sit there and say like, oh, what about the baby mamas? What about them? They've had all their life. Don't come at us when you're over the hill, when you have hit the rock is coming down the hill. You've hit a wall. Don't come at us with these high mileage cars, okay? And don't say, hey, this Mercedes Benz is $40,000, and then you find out that that's a 1997. I'm not gonna buy. I'm not. We are not buying cars that have 200,000 miles on it, and you want to charge us 2020 prices. It, it's wrong. I don't care if I have to study another language. If I have to just go, then that's what we'll do. Well, that's what we'll do. There, the fact is that she's not even acknowledging. These women are not acknowledging the fact that the good brothers, the ones with no kids, okay, what is it, 53.4, have no kids. We should just sit around and wait until they're done reproducing with Ricky Bobby, if she's a white girl, Pookie, Bebe, okay? The Asian girls here, yeah, they got their little thug Asian guys, okay? I grew up in Minneapolis. Minneapolis is a very, very matter of fact, I lived 3 blocks away from where George Floyd was murdered. The same thing happened to me in Minneapolis. The same thing that happened to George Floyd. But I digress. I don't listen to these women because they don't speak the truth. In the Bible, you look at it like this: the snake could not get Adam to do anything. It was the woman. These women, these women will lie to us. They will look us in the face. They will look us in the face and lie to us. We have every right in the world to leave, to go where we're wanted, to go where we're respected. Of Okay, put it like this. And again, to the brother that made the example about the $40 prostitute. Cool. Okay, guess what? The average date in California is 240 bucks. If you didn't know that.
That's
The
insane.
average the average date in New York is 180 bucks. The average date in North Dakota, where I'm in Fargo, North Dakota. Okay, grew up in Minneapolis, but I live up in Fargo, where it's predominantly like it's mostly It's mostly white people up here. Yes, I will tear a white chick into. Okay, I don't deal with black women anymore. I don't. I don't care. Like I'm cool with them. We could be friends. We could be cool. But no, I'm not. No, no. It's just no. Oh, the average date here. I've looked this shit. I've looked this stuff up. My bad. Not trying to cuss on your show.
Yeah.
40 $47. $47. But
That's where you are at in your area.
yes,
Yeah,
$47. The average
where I'm at is probably closer to that as well. Yeah, I don't know
exactly.
what's
You're
going on
outside of
in
Detroit.
LA.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like I got family right now in Detroit. So we've already talked about this. I
Mm-hmm.
know, man, you know the culture in the D. It's come on, man. It's crazy. It is a dog eat. Our community is dog eat dog. I'm not listening to these old dogs that have been hit by brothers like Kevin Samuels and brothers like you. I am, I am so. Do you understand? Yo estudio español. I practice Spanish every day. I haven't mastered it.
But let me ask you this:
Buenos dias, mi hermano. Buenos dias, mi hermano. ¿Cómo es tu día?
well, let me ask you this before
Oh my God.
before I get RJ in here. Let me ask you this: what would you say your options were just out on the ground? You know, deal when you. Okay, was it a time when you was dealing with American black women?
Absolutely. 12
Okay,
years.
what would you say your options were? What were they looking like? Well, like what type of women were it just average at best, below average, and what? Like where was what was going on with that? Like
Shit. Tomboy. Um, damaged. Um, father molested her. Uncle molested her. Type damaged. But if you're talking about the average,
as far
like,
as
and
their
we're
look,
talking about Minneapolis. Oh, it looks sixes, 5.5s.
I mean sixes ain't bad. Sixes
Oh
are
no no
above
no no. Oh no
average.
no no. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm definitely cute. But then of course you have the other ones. You have the other ones, the fours and the threes, that look at me and they want me, and I'm like, no. Still to this day, I'm like, no.
I mean,
Literally.
like I
The
look at it
heck.
from this is a perspective I look at it as if you're not as select in the open market in America,
Yep.
it's nothing wrong with going to a market where you're more select. Like I don't that's where I mean that's to just sum it up very 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 briefly. If you're not
Okay.
as select out here, if you're dealing with average or below average women here, but there's somewhere else you can go where you're more higher up on the in the marketplace, then I just it only makes sense to go there. I mean, so that's where I'm at with it.
That's true.
That's the
Guess what?
simple way that I put it.
12. I gave this woman up that I had 12 years of my life, from 18 to 28, waiting around trying to get her back. When she ended it, she's 35, I'm 36. Brothers, we already know who's winning. We know who win. Man, I've been traveling since 2015. If y'all know who Charles Tyler is, the brother, rest his soul. uh he created a group. He started getting us to go down to Brazil, right? I i started a small business. I doubled my business. um I don't have to work all winter. I do whatever I want. I'm successful, and I'm not ugly. I'm not overweight. I i have my life together, college degree, all this stuff, right? So when you say that these sixes, these attractive black women would be coming my way, no. You know what they want? They want the hooper. They want the swaglicious. I I can't make this stuff up, y'all. Y'all know the brothers that are listening. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. This is the truth. This is a fact. All due respect to Sister George. Um, I just don't believe you. I just don't believe you. I don't believe women that are telling you to give an equal opportunity to women that had access to you from the age of 13 to the age of 33. Like, I mean, because
And
that's
they
when
didn't do nothing with you. And they didn't do
nothing
nothing with
with
you.
you.
Hold on, wait. Before a fire start with that, let me just push pause on that. We're gonna go to RJ because I don't want
Go
y'all to
ahead.
get to going back and forth before I pass the mic to RJ. And and RJ like the sisters, so we gotta hear from somebody like me who love the beautiful black queens. So anyway, go ahead. Go ahead,
Bernard,
RJ.
can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead. You got
You
it.
can hear me great? Okay, awesome, awesome. Hey, peace to everybody up here, man. Long time no hear. Hope everybody's well. I really just I don't want to get involved in this conversation because it's never ending. The conversation I wanted to speak to is just the topic. I just wanted to I want to talk about these devils. Now, yeah, we're gonna code it up. No way, I got you. So here's the deal. One thing that we don't want to do when we have these conversations is we don't want to pretend like someone mentioned projection, or I think it was you, Bernard, and you're absolutely correct. There is a lot of projection. Both sides project against each other, actually. I mean, it's self-destruction. Now, the thing is, both sides will, when we have these conversations, it seems, especially the ones who, I don't know, have some sort of pain that they haven't gotten over, haven't sought therapy or counseling, and they're still hurt over a situation, dealing with someone from their group. What ends up happening, what ends up happening is this, like, we're not gonna, whether it's innate, whether we don't really give it much thought, we don't really require much from people from these other groups anyway. It seems like many of us just happy to be over there.
What do you mean by require much?
I got you. I'm about to answer that right now.
Okay, go ahead.
So we can take something recent. And if Brother Teapot's in the chat, shout out to him. Because this is something that happened on the 5th. Now he had a devil over there on his panel. Okay. And that lady was making 8 sounds while going back and forth with BGS. So you tell me why. Well, I got you. No, I got you, brother. Don't worry, I got you. So you tell me why her femininity wasn't attacked. You tell me why she wasn't called masculine. You tell me why the same talking points that I hear a lot of these brothers run down on what's supposed to be, I want to choose my words carefully, on what's supposed to be our natural counterparts, they weren't used against that devil. Now, to BGS's credit, he did, dominator in this as it relates to his debate tactics. So salute to him for that. But as far as that lady being able to come onto that panel and be disrespectful, over talk, do all the things that we say that our alleged natural counterpart does, then we need to be able to. Young J216, December 5th, sir, to answer your question when it happened. We need to be able to check them the same way, especially if this is our space. Man, we got people around here pretending to be a group, pretending to be a race or a different identity than what they are, because they're hiding behind avatars, and they're just in the chat having balls off our dysfunction. Definitely not appreciated, right? Now,
you say the brothers, and if Pablo or Box, if y'all saw this, y'all could comment on this too. But RJ, would you say the brother? Okay, if I understand it right, you're saying the white woman got to the point.
I'm saying when people from other groups.
Let me make sure. Let me lay it out.
Sorry about that, brother. Go ahead.
I'm not familiar with that at all.
Okay. She was basically throwing out like racial slurs, like you said she was making like 8
she was
sounds,
making 8 noises while BGS was digging her, while he was checking her, while he was putting in a place.
Okay, all right. Now, would you say the brothers in the chat didn't have no reaction to it? I mean, I don't know what you could say from the chat, but would you say they were still on some "we don't care, it's a white girl on the panel"? They just was like just happy, just like they, I mean, like.
What I'm saying, no, I'm not even saying that. I'm not even saying that we're just happy.
Did they call her anything?
Okay, I'm not even saying that we're just happy, Brother Bernard. What I'm saying is that same energy isn't dispersed when we're dealing with people from other groups. And I'm saying that on both sides. People from the pink pill community do it. The people from this side do it. There's projection on both sides. And my thing is, like, see, you already know my mentality. You know how I feel about this thing. So I won't get into all that because it's not about me. But I'm going to say this. If you view somebody as a subordinate, there's absolutely no way, like I do, there's absolutely no way. You better tiptoe when you're around me. Okay? You better tiptoe because I already view you as a subordinate anyway. You know what I mean? Because I know where you came from. I know what your DNA is comprised of. So what I'm saying is this right here. With that, when that devil was on that panel and she was cutting, we didn't even, just one example. We see this throughout American Black culture in its entirety, where we don't check people from other groups. We allow them to get away with things. We allow them to one up us. We allow them to have a comeuppance, right? And then when we do that, I mean, hell, we just did it with this election. I mean, we have an issue, man. I'm to the point where I'm about to call it retardation. I don't know what else to call it. There's absolutely no way I'm going to allow somebody to come into a space, or even if, and I don't, date those types of women. But if I did, man, we don't require much of them anyway. And we're not going to sit here and pretend like with those messages that we were looking at, Brother Bernard, that there aren't some brothers that subscribe to it. So people are saying fake news, but there are a lot of guys out here who are simpish enough to tolerate that type. We just seen a video of a dude who allowed a white woman to put the spoon in the dog's mouth and then turn around and put it in his mouth. A brother. I remember back when we used to say,
it's a few things I gotta say. When it comes to viral videos like that, when it comes to viral videos like that, I don't react to the individual who participated in the viral video. I react to the reaction, and I think the universal reaction to that is that brother was wilding. I didn't hear brothers saying, "Well, what's the big deal?" So that's why I don't blow up about that. When I do got some, disagreement with you about black people letting people say anything to them, because black people more than any other people, I feel, will make white people have to backtrack their words, apologize. They get perp walked through the media over a tweet that happened 10 years ago. I don't even think Twitter was out 10 years ago, but they say any little thing about black people, we do make them apologize. We put pressure on them. It don't matter. The Eva Longoria chick came out and said something like Hispanic women helped win the election, and then black women went to talking their shit about it, and then she had to come. Everybody had to come apologize. Everybody got to apologize for everything when it's concerning us. So I do got some disagreement. Like, we just docile when people say stuff about us. But I will say, I mean, I got to go back and watch it, and I got to watch that live chat and see what the reaction was, and see the energy change when the chick did the equivalent. Because if you making ape noises when BGS talking, you might as well be saying the N word. That's just flat out.
Absolutely.
That's flat out. And so if the energy didn't change, then you right. You got him. Hey, that's definitely some mud on the name of the brothers who was in that chat room. If the energy ain't changed at all, because we know, like right now, when Sister George, when I pass her the mic, she about to start, talking, like Sister George, patting her weave and stuff.
Well, Bernard, do me one favor. Allow me to respond to
but we know when she go from her fake feminine voice to and then she get all masculine and start barking at you folks. The chat room comment on that immediately.
When do I do that?
When you get mad and then just turn into yourself. That's
like when I had that argument with those chicks. I've barely done that with guys here. So, and then the guys that I've had arguments with, they've came at me multiple times, and I tried to stay in my feminine frame, but I'm a ghetto hood rat from the hood, so it just comes out every now and then. But I really try.
But
Bernard, allow me to respond to what you said, and I'm gonna.
Go ahead.
So just real quick, 20 seconds, maybe less. So I want to make sure we preface this correctly. We're talking about like I understand something like that, and the sisters were the main ones going hard on the Eva Longoria situation. What I'm referring to is more so with how we view relationships. in juxtaposition to other groups. So if I kind of got a hard on for Hispanic women, I may let that slide. The guy in the see, just because someone demonizes someone for eating after a dog, it doesn't mean that that person wouldn't participate in that type of behavior and allow his simp to come out to attempt to appease that devil or that other or that tomorrow person in which he or she is laying with. But that's really all I have for there, because we can go on and on with this, but I don't want to, hog up the mic. But I do thank you for allowing me up today.
All right, thanks, RJ. And yeah, we did need somebody who got love for the sisters to come up and have some words in the midst of all this chaos.
Thank you, RJ, for sticking up for sisters, because like you actually have a backbone, and we really appreciate that. But
all right, that's
come on now.
RJ.
Come on now.
Hold on, I got this.
Don't do that, because why should not a fella's gonna go in on me? But I appreciate that
RJ,
compliment.
you ain't do nothing wrong, RJ. When she did,
I'm about to refute Sister George with her own show and my appearance on her own show.
But
No. I'm gonna flag this. No, no.
If you remember, Sister George, I was on your panel, you and Concrete Rose, and I talked about how one of the best relationships I ever had is with an American black woman. She was outstanding. Do you remember when I told you that? The sister went to Georgia Tech. She had
the one that dumped you. I remember that.
Exactly. So don't come on here like we didn't give sisters a chance. Yes, we did. And she didn't pick me. You're right. She did not pick me. I can only go with those who do pick me, who do choose to allow me to be their husband.
You are absolutely positively right, Pablo.
All right. I was rejected.
Absolutely positively
on my forehead by a sister girl. And she was a baddie. Yes, she was. And she got herself a high value man.
That is absolutely correct. So I do remember that. I did want to give Brother Box a little pushback. I'm not saying that Black men should be equal opportunity, or men, period. I can't tell men what to do. But if you're going to encourage a standard, caping for a baby mama on either side is just bad business. You shouldn't cape for any baby mamas if you're trying to set a standard. So that was the only pushback that I had. And him saying that I was saying brothers should be equal opportunity, I never alluded to that. That's all.
Okay. I don't know if his position is anti-baby mama or just anti-American black woman.
It could be anti-American black women, and I'm not tripping over that. I'm not tripping on that at all either. If that is, that's cool too, whatever. But don't cape for women that you wouldn't normally cape for, period. Like, why are you caping for baby mamas? Don't cape for baby mamas, period. Like, that's part of the
baby
problem.
Mama is telling me not to cape for baby mama.
Facts. Yes. A baby mama who had a baby.
I explained my position fairly clearly. So I don't.
You did. You made clarification, but this is the problem. If they have men that they are actually in the house with, men that are actually a part of the culture, they don't lack fathers and male leadership. They're actually under a patriarchy. How is it that they still became baby mamas? And why would you sit up here and cape for baby mamas because they're hotter? I mean, they have hotter women in other countries who don't have kids. Why not just cape for them and keep the cape on for single, hot, young, attractive women, as opposed to caping for somebody else's leftovers, period, because that's the same speak that y'all give us. Like I said, I make it curling. I'll tell you why.
Sister George, he's asking a question. You gotta
and I'm giving him an answer.
You can't choose a baby mama.
You can't give him an answer to a question that he haven't even asked yet. He got 2 words into the question and you start answering it. Go ahead and
for the same reason that Curlin chose a baby mama instead of choosing a American black woman who did not have a child, because he got more on the balance sheet with the baby mama. That's why.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you can't get more on a balance with a baby mom. That's not my point. My point is, if you're going to advocate for a standard, A standard should be all the way across the board, no matter who it is and what
Pablo,
it
do you
is.
advocate for a
If
no
you're
baby? Hold on,
See,
Pablo. Do
wait,
you advocate for a no baby mama, no matter what standard?
I never have. How could I, dude? I married one. I don't. That's not me. She's trying to put me with the manosphere in total, and you just can't do that.
well, I've heard the same messages come
You
from
hadn't heard it from me.
SYSBM.
You hadn't heard it from me though.
But you're a part of SYSBM, and
SYSBM doesn't say
SYSBM
nothing.
don't advocate.
Is there
Okay,
anything
hold on,
in the manifesto of
let me get up in this.
SYSBM that says no baby mama?
Hold on.
Is there anything in the manosphere of SYSBM that says no baby mama? Please.
Not in 23 tenants. 23 tenants, nothing says it in there. But what the tenants do say is
So
that
SYSBM advocates for
Hold
baby
up.
mamas.
Stop, Sister George. A man who's SYSBM speaking about the tenants is telling us what the tenants say on the subject. So that's the time to mute up. Come on, go ahead, Trey. You got it.
Hey, SYSBM don't say nothing about a baby mom because we all know that women have redemption. Women can have redemption. The only problem is that, when you come up here like that and, you get a female up here saying this stuff, trying to tell men what to do, you automatically fall into the category of the women we don't deal with. Number one, a women, we believe in the patriarchy. We're chauvinists, straight up. Like a woman ain't gonna come tell us what to do, where to put our penis at. If we want to go deal with ratchet women and pump and dump, fine, cool. But at the end of the day, you don't tell us what to do whatsoever. We make the choice that if we're going to settle down, procreate, and create another family with a woman, she's going to be top of the line. And if she's, like I say, Pablo, me and say, if she's a 23-year-old woman from DR, Colombia, or Venezuela, and she's a baby mama, but she meets all the characteristics that, these women over here don't, and the characteristics we're seeing coming from the Matrix, fine, cool, be it. But there's no way in the world a woman can come up here and say anything to us. She has to be completely mute in this conversation and get no words across. We can't even entertain it. And that's why SBM don't.
All right, Sister George, do you think it's possible that you're taking things that some men in the manosphere or some men who maybe SYSBM have said about baby mamas and saying that because these other men of similar skin tone said something, therefore that's the creed of all the men with similar skin tone. Therefore, I mean, you're pinning words of somebody else onto words of some into the mind of somebody else and saying that, well, if you think this, you shouldn't think that, but they never formally said that they think that. Do you think that's what you might be doing here?
I would say that on the larger scale, I would think that most men in the manosphere, including SYSBM, which is kind of like a subsection, I would say that they would say no baby mamas across the board. This is what I've heard from people that were involved in Facebook when I got to YouTube. These are the things that were told to me. No matter how exceptional a baby mama is, because I feel like you do have outliers, but I would consider Trey and Pablo to be outliers to this specific point about baby mamas. Now, Trey, let me just say this, Bernard. Let me just say this.
Go ahead.
I feel like Trey is absolutely right. I can't get up here and tell men who to date and how to date or anything like that. So he's absolutely correct in that standpoint. My only argument is if you're going to push a standard and we're trying to teach Black men and Black boys better standards, then those standards need to be encouraged across the board. Point, period, blank.
All right. So, but here's the thing. If you concede that Pablo and Trey to NBD are outliers, then why charge them up with the statements of somebody else that you just admitted that they don't subscribe to those statements? So why are you charging them up with being contradictory if you already admitted that that they don't believe in that?
Well, because it's still a pedestalizing of women that don't deserve to be on a pedestal. If you're saying as the manosphere, and this has been the message of the manosphere.
No, hold on, time out. You just admitted that you believe that these two men are exceptions to the rule, that they don't make those arguments of no baby mamas or this or that or blah blah blah. So at that point,
so how are we pedestalizing?
You don't have an argument. You don't have an argument at this point. You only have an argument if you get the exact person. And I have caught somebody in this And I asked them a similar question, and they started fumbling. But this person wasn't a major content creator; he was just somebody who hop on panels and say crazy stuff. But if somebody is literally saying that no, I don't play the whole no baby mama game because these are two men who married baby mamas, then you can't charge them up with the statements of somebody else. I mean, that's just simple.
I don't feel like I'm charging them up for the statements of somebody else, but if you're having a group of men and the group of men are supposed to have a message and they're supposed to be cohesive at certain points
Who said it was supposed to be? Who said it was supposed to be cohesive? Like that's one of the biggest. That's one of the hold on. That's one of the biggest problems with the
you asked me a
manosphere
question
is that
and you
different
won't let
people.
me
I know, and I'm
answer
cutting you
it.
off. I'm cutting you off. I'm being rude. Deal with it. Deal with it. Okay. That's one of the men. It's like herding cats. There's a lot of different men with different ideologies, different viewpoints. Men are not going to agree 100%. And so when it comes to the baby mama thing, clearly there's disagreement. There's people, there's prominent people who got the tag of red pill who've married women that have kids. Like, so everybody isn't 100% in lockstep with that. So I feel like you're fishing for a contradiction when you don't have one. You have to catch the exact individual in the act of the crime, which I did. I caught somebody in the act of the crime who literally drew a hard line in the sand on black baby mamas. And then I said, "What about a white American baby mama?" And it was, she's more likely to appreciate it and this or that. I'm like, okay, what if you find a black woman who appreciate it? They don't appreciate it. I'm like, no, dude, you're like, so I caught somebody.
The same thing happening here?
It's not happening here because these individual men who you're failing to see as individuals are saying that they don't subscribe to that statement of absolutely no women with children, no matter what. These are two men.
No, I'm saying, children. But you have a man up here that's saying that they would choose you literally just had a man up here say, I will go with a hotter woman from overseas, even if she was a baby mama, over a black woman in the United States. You literally just had somebody up here say that.
Yeah,
yes, and conversely, if I met an American black woman who gave me the same amount of submission and cooperation, and she tipped the scale just like you did with your husband, I would have got with her too. Don't think I didn't date some too.
Okay.
I did.
Oh, okay, Pablo. It may not have been you specifically who said that point, but it was somebody, and I want to say it was Box who said it. Box or either Trey the MBD who said that. But somebody literally just got up here and said, okay, I won't deal with a black baby mama, but I will deal with a woman from overseas who may have had a child. So it's like, oh, okay. But I gotta go.
I don't recall if Box said that, but Mr. Chain Vicious sums it up well. Black women don't see black men as individuals, and so we're just gonna leave that right there. You may
there you have it.
And you are free to go fly off on your broomstick. Bye-bye.
Oh, a little voodoo will be coming your way, Bernard. Get ready.
Yeah, I know you be having them chicken bones and stuff and then
Ain't
funny.
nothing wrong with a little chicken bones, Bernard. Don't let these white folks get you away from your real religion. All right, bye.
Yep.
Bernard, she lying on my name.
Yeah,
she lying on my name.
I thought she was lying, but she got to go and make Curlin some of that funny spaghetti to keep him. Okay.
No.
All right.
No. Hey, Sister George. Sister George. No. But
she's gone.
Sister George.
She's gone.
No, she lying on my name.
All right. Shout out to Nelly Nail says Sister George is a joke. I saw her in Rebecca Lynn Pope chat a couple days ago cheering on red pill turning to blue pill. She dissing the red pillars. Yeah. She's I mean, look, I said this before, even though they her and Concrete Rose, they tightrope walk on the line of, being with the sisterhood or not with the sisterhood. They're the counter argument to the manosphere. They're in the trenches on the front line, fighting the good fight for the sisterhood. Just like the stream, where I watched a little bit of it, where it said, "What does the sisterhood and the manosphere have in common?" The I won't say genius, the clever, cunning thing that they did right there is figure out a way to essentially diss the manosphere and say anything they want to say about the manosphere, but they felt like they could do it because we're going to start with saying, okay, the sisterhood does this, but the manosphere does this. So we're just going to take this time to say anything we want to say about the manosphere while we got an audience of men. We about to say everything we want to say about y'all, but we can say it because we're pointing out what the sisterhood does as well. But really, the truth is they're just there just to shoot their shots, daggers, spears, and throw punches at the manosphere, which is okay. I mean, it's okay to have a pushback, a counter argument. I don't care. I don't mind honest critics, as Obsidian says. So that's actually not a problem. But I do look at them as, you know, as the resistance, fighting the good fight from within. Well, fighting the bad fight from within. That's how I view them.
But back on the topic, Bernard, as far as the white women threat, it's like this post that you pulled up that's the topic of our discussion today. This is a sign that times they are changing, and a lot of these women are on the run. Manosphere ideas are becoming more popular in the general population now.
Yep, that's why Kevin Samuels, what he's doing, whether people like him or not like him, that's why what he's doing is important. He's making manosphere ideas mainstream. That's what he's doing. Now, you may not like the person who's delivering that message to the mainstream audience, but however, the message is being delivered to a mainstream audience.
And to Sister George, not every man in the manosphere agrees with every talking point, idea, tenet of SYSBM. We have differences among us, but the one thing we all agree on is some shit gotta change. We all agree on that. So, you know, you can pick this and that and say, oh, he cake for baby mamas and this and that. We are oblivious to that bullshit because we all know a change gonna come, like the great Sam Cooke said.
Box, did you get everything out that you came back up to say? I don't know if you was, because he was walking around through a store or whatever. I don't know if you got.
Oh yeah, no, I'm back. No, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh yeah, no, she's completely lying on my name. I love black women, but black women don't love us. Like, did you catch that? I love black women, but they don't love us. And I only call women queens that have a king. I mean, BR, you can call them queens if you want.
Oh no, I don't call them. Wait, let me tell you. I call them queens sarcastically. It's a joke.
Okay.
To it. I don't play the king queen stuff. I've done streams making fun of the whole concept of a queen. When they say treat me like a queen, it's like the servants are the only ones that really treat the queen like the queen, like a queen.
Exactly.
The king, no, the queen is one of her subjects. Now he probably don't treat her horribly, but we do know, as we talk about in my streams, Henry VIII.
He's the B.
Henry VIII went off with the head of two of his queens when they got out of line. Like, so.
Yes, he did.
So there's that. So yeah, the queen. So they got the whole concept of king and queen all wrong. They don't understand how it works. They want a queen servant relationship when they're talking about king and queen. And in my experience, any woman who got that treat me like a queen mentality, they normally not real big on returning the favor. So it's really just a queen servant type of deal, not a king queen type of deal. Because if it was king queen type of deal, they would be in more servitude than the king, because the king is in servitude to no one. But anyway, go ahead, bro.
I would suggest for you to travel, brother. Get your passport. Take your sons with you.
I do some traveling, but not in the context that y'all talking about, man. Don't try to break up a happy home sending new mamacitas.
No, that's on you. That's on you. If you decide to break up something, That's on you. That's your decision. See,
No,
here's the thing.
no. If
That's
this
the thing.
relationship don't work out, yeah, I will probably have
Listen, I'm gonna
some
tell you right
global
now.
dating options. Because
I'm
I get it. I get it. You know, I travel the world and
I'm gonna tell you right now. If
yeah.
you get on one of those planes, Bernard, it's over. Like
I
it's
got a
over.
story to tell. I got a
And
story to tell on that.
Pablo knows what I'm talking about. If you get on one of those planes, like I did, I remember when the first time I went to Canada, I stopped looking at American women the same. And yes, when I went to Canada, Jamaican, a Jamaican and a Trinidad, both black, beautiful, juicy lips. They're still up there. They're still up there in Winnipeg. Oh my God!
So
All I
I got a
go
travel
ahead, Pablo.
partner. I got a travel partner. I'm not gonna say his real name. Let's say his name is Keith. Okay. So Keith was living with an ADOS American black woman. They were cohabitating, getting along, swimmingly. They were peas in a pod, getting along very well. Now, before he met her, he was traveling, but when he met her, we had kind of just begun our escapades into the travel game, and they began to live together. But he continued to travel, and he would tell her he was going out of town, going to the DR on these trips. And at first, she didn't like it, but she trusted and allowed him to go ahead and go. Well, with each successive trip, he got more and more hooked on the chica.
You're breaking up a happy home, Pablo. You broke up a
So
happy
much,
home.
so much so, she demanded that he stop. He refused. He said, "You knew this was my lifestyle." He sounded like a drug addict. "You knew this was my lifestyle. You knew this is what I do. You know, uh, I ain't stopping." He was a sure enough pookie for the chica, and he just kept on going until finally she packed up her shit and left. And I told him all during this, I said, "Man, you're not gonna be able to keep her and travel and continue to go down to DR. Oh man, it's gonna be all right." I told her what it is, this and that and the other. I said, "Okay." He kept going, and sure enough, she bounced. And then he got another ADOS black girlfriend while he was still traveling. And he tried to make that work while he was still going down there. Notice the common denominator. He kept on going.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yeah,
kept on going,
but
and he tried to. He
wait,
he.
hold on. How often do that happen though? Because realistically, if you're a regular guy work a regular job, you probably can save for maybe 2
Oh,
vacations a year. So while you're right here on the ground in the States, yeah, you're going to deal with what's here, and what's here in close proximity to you are American
yes,
black women. But when you
but
get on that
Hey
plane and
Bernard.
go over there, you start dealing and dabbling over there, and then it's almost like you should just not. You
what
damn near
happens?
just not do a relationship with
What
if
happens is, and this brother was going 4 and 5. It got to a point he was going every other month to DR.
yeah, then he need to just have a casual sex mentality with those down here. Just be upfront, like, hey, this is just casual. I mean, he going over there doing his casual thing over there, but he know that if he get into
And
a
what
relationship, he probably going to end up relationshiping somebody from over there. Then he need not be even trying to do nothing serious with American chicks. Just be just a free agent and then travel. Hold on, real quick. Fatal Dose the Sage says Henry VIII beheaded 6 of his wives. I thought it was only 2 of them. Somebody else is saying it was 2 of them. Somebody look that up and get some confirmation. Did he behead 2 of them or 6 of them? I want to know. So did he treat 2 of them like queens or 6 of them like queens? I want to know.
Okay,
Thanks for super chat, Fatal Dose.
Hey Bernard, I'm gonna tell you right now. I have a homie. Okay, he lives in Florida. Particularly, there's certain states where it's easier for you to do it. Okay, right now he literally has a wife, but they're not married yet.
Mm-hmm.
And he literally, like, he was in Colombia a month ago for 2 weeks. Okay, and he's planning to catch up with me in January because I'm going for 16 days in January, and from half of January going into February. Then I'm going to go back at the end of February for another maybe 10 days. So it's a lot easier than you think to actually escape the matrix. It really is. And living in a place like Florida, Texas, or California, even New York. Those are very international states. And yeah, we have, it's an option, black man options. We have options. And the thing is, and it boils down to this, they don't want Sister George, like when she's spewing this ridiculousness of, oh, treat baby mamas the same as you would treat a Colombian baby mama, a Venezuelan baby mama, a Brazilian baby mama. No, they're not even. It's not even the same culture. A German baby mama is not the same as an American baby mama.
Let
Okay.
me give you an example. My wife,
All
I
right,
I
now
spanked.
it sounds like you kind of making her
Oh,
peanut box. It sounds like you
I've
kind of.
spanked. I've spanked my stepdaughter 2 times. She's not a misbehavior, but on 2 occasions I have given her a spanking. She's 16 years old now and driving, so I don't have to do that anymore. But back then, 6, 7, 8 years ago, I did. And how many American black women would allow a stepfather to exact discipline in his home with her children? Not very many. So I don't want to hear the all baby mamas are the same shit. Bullshit.
All right, I think Mr. Shane Vicious got it correct. It's two of them that were beheaded. That's what I read too. That and now those were the two names that I saw that they got beheaded due to presumed infidelity. So there's that. There's that. So let's keep Sister George out of the conversation. I don't want her flying back in on her broomstick with some more effery. So we're gonna go to Nuruddin. Go ahead, you got the floor. You got the mic.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead. You got background noise though.
Yeah, I know. I'm at work right now. Let me go someplace nice. But I think that the SYSBM cats and the those black dating coaches. The reason why a lot of times the black dating coaches hate SYSBM and hate their passport bros is because now the choices is up to the guys, and what's happening is that they're gonna lose a lot of money. They're gonna be losing a lot of money because if more brothers actually figure out that they have options, then those dating coaches, especially the black ones, will lose out a lot of money. So I think they're afraid that a lot of brothers, especially when they travel out, are gonna be happy, and they're afraid of that. Am I right, Pablo?
Well, I'll respond to that before I throw it to Pablo. I think it's more so this. Um, Dating coaches deal with guys. I would assume most of their customers are on the more non-select side of the scale. The dating coach is saying, "I have something. I have the golden ticket that could help you get more select right here on the ground. I can give you the game." Whereas if that same person, spends his money on traveling, he go over there, he don't, he becomes more select as a Westerner going over somewhere else,
Again,
and he
again, they're
becomes more
figuring out
select,
that the
and
ticket
he
that this
becomes more select, and he don't need the game over there. So for some people, depending on where you're at in the on the sexual marketplace, for some people it is a legitimate choice. Either learn the game from the dating coaches or just get on a plane and go out there and live it up over there. It's so that's a clear motivation that I think dating coaches have in trying to keep guys grounded. But go ahead.
yeah, because like you said, once they start figuring it out for themselves, then they lose all that money. They lose all the benefits of taking that money from the non-select guy. Because remember, if their ticket, they're not, the dating coach's ticket saying, well, I have the golden ticket, and they find out, the non-select guy finds out that their ticket is worthless. Meanwhile, this non-select guy gets a ticket and his passport and finds out that he's well received over there. Of Of course, because you're tapping in that money. And the reason why a lot of these these sisters are getting upset and hitting the wall of the federal building is because once they figured out that the guy who's non-select but then all of a sudden made something out of himself, once he leaves, they lose all that money. So of course they're gonna look at trying to down and demean you and keep you on the farm. But I tell them, long live that federal building, because every time you make the worst choice, that federal building is waiting for you.
Go ahead, Pablo.
Long
You was
live,
about to say something.
long live the federal building.
You was about to say something, Pablo.
Well-
and I cut you off. Go ahead.
Well, now there are guys who they don't earn enough to travel frequently, and they're not high enough earners to be a high value man under Kevin's definition, and they're below the guys in the middle. I feel for those guys. They're trapped.
Yeah. And they
The
might,
dating coach-
and they may not be just that. They're not all that physically select either. Let's average
And
that.
so the dating coach for them is their only life preserver. In that sense, I kind of get it. Now I put certain people to the side. I put Alan Roger Curry to the side,
Yep,
and
I was
here's
just
why.
about to mention him. He wrote a new book that I got a copy of, and so I'm reading it right now. So me and him, we will be going one-on-one talking about that. So that's coming down the pipeline. Be looking out for that one.
Because Alan Roger Curry is not giving you some magical, mystical. I got the Rico Suave game for you to pull up at the bar. He's basically telling you, tell that bitch the truth. Tell her the truth. Hey, I want this from you. I mean, and I'm sure he can give you pointers on how to smooth it out and make it sound a little bit palatable.
I mean, yeah, if you read Mode 1, you'll see that it's. I mean, it's about sex. he downplay that, but the underlining part of it that you gather from it is that it's also
cutting
about
out.
being very direct in your communication. Like I actually applied in other areas. You can take what he's saying about Mode 1 and apply it in other areas. And I found out, like I took some stuff that was written in there, and I found out that one thing that happened, my woman, when she talks to me, it's normally something, I don't know why. She's improved on this, but she used to feel like she couldn't be direct and say what she wanted to say, so she'll say it in a roundabout way, and then I would have to ask 10 questions to figure out what she's talking about. That I had to, talk to her about communicating directly, so there's things like, even in a relationship, direct communication about what's exactly on your mind is an important thing that, it seems basic and elementary, but we do have a lot of social programming that makes us not be direct when we're talking to people about certain things. So
and I do appreciate Alan Roger Curry's idea of removing the manipulative time wasters, because that's what frustrates a lot of men here in the States is they don't know. Well, okay, what does the woman want from me? Tell me what you want. I want to give you what you want so I can have the woman or whatever. And so they spend a lot of time or wasting time trying to plead when they could just be direct, ask for what they want, and see if they get it or not, and keep it moving.
Yeah.
And so in that sense, I put ARC kind of to the side, because he's not really snake oil salesman than you, so to speak.
You consider the more snake oil salesman type are the ones that are selling the game as some magical, mystical thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Understand what you're saying completely. Go ahead, Box. You got it. You want to jump back in?
Yeah.
Sorry, I always say long.
Okay. You gonna go or you want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. All I can say for brothers that are stuck in the manosphere, stuck in the matrix, man, they have to plan their way out of it. I mean, or they can accept less. They can accept Keisha, Aisha, man, I feel for brothers like Steph Curry. I mean, yeah, he might be a millionaire, but man, I think he's getting cucked. Um, for me, brothers like Pablo, man, I look up to brothers like you. I just think, like, again, baby mamas from other countries, they have a different culture. Um, brothers need to know that we have options. We need to constantly be reminding brothers that that we're actually freer than we think. Um, that you have to understand that these women are giving, they're bringing you leftovers. Um, that plate, that hot plate of vag that they want to bring to you, that it's used and it's been disregarded. It's from the trash, and I think that most of these women, um, they're not going to give us their best. So we need to plan accordingly. You know, that's all I got to say.
All right, and we almost at the 3 hour mark, so we can start wrapping this bad boy up. Nuruddin, you got any final words? I'm gonna go to Nuruddin and the Pablo, and then we're gonna call it.
Well, I always say this: when they hit the wall, that wall of the federal building, I say, "Long
And
live
wait,
baby
hold on, y'all. Go easy with your
Alma."
timeout. Hold on, real quick, Nuruddin. Y'all go easy with your timeouts. In my estimation, that was a unfair timing out of BAP. Y'all go easy with that. And I'm trying to catch who be hiding people. I'm trying to catch you so I can snatch up your wrench, whoever be doing that. But that was an unfair timing out of BAP. But anyway, go ahead. Go ahead.
Again,
Nerdine.
again, when they have that BFF and live a long life with BFF, I say, long live the federal building, because that's what they're gonna need when things hit the fan, and when the guys, like, have passports to get out the country, and they're dealing with, like, see, the reason why they hate, guys in the passport bros and all this other stuff, because look at the look on my face in that avatar. Look at my face in the avatar. Look at how happy I look. That's what they hate. They hate seeing a black man happy. So when they make the choices to be with Jigaboo and the ninjas, you know, especially when they make the choice to have kids with them, I say, I point them to the J.A. James Federal Building and say, there it is. So good luck with that. You're gonna need it. So brothers, if you're gonna travel out. I'm getting my passport renewed, and I'm about to join you. So I always say, long live the passport bros. See ya.
All right, Pablo. What you got,
Yeah,
man? Final words.
Nuruddin is the king of the photo gaslight.
Yeah, no.
You got that right. You got that right.
Photo trolling. Yeah.
Photo trolling. So one of the things that bothers me, the most about how women like Sister George, you know, come on into black male spaces is they try to make pretend that black American women are so accepting of black men that they never reject them, that they're always open to whatever opportunities that black men come up and approach and give to them. We know that that is a lie. Black women give the most nuclear rejections of any group of women on the planet. And she tried to throw it in my face just there. You see how I did when I was on her show and talked about the woman that I was in a relationship with, that I was in love with, that I cared about. When it was apparent that she didn't feel the same way and dump me. You see how she took delight in that? Oh, she didn't choose you. Yes. And so why would you begrudge me then to go and find somebody who would say yes?
Yeah.
These are the kind of people who are trying to manipulate you into being somehow extra subservient and loyal to them when they have no such loyalties to you. And that's why I say there is no affirmative action penis. The penis is free market. Period.
Right on, right on. Okay, I was about to get off the air, but X and Obsidian wanted to have some words. So, whenever those two brothers want to come up and say something, they always get the floor, always get the mic. So, X,
Long live the federal building.
X, I'm assuming you wanted to well, I'm asking. There was something mentioned about something that happened on your program. Is that what you came here to talk about?
Yeah. Peace, Brother
Please,
Bernard.
please elaborate on that one before we go
Okay.
to Obsidian.
I'll be brief, man. I'll be brief. This was a stream that I did, because I do these challenges, and I did a challenge with the Hood Conservative. And at the end of it, BGS came up. And there was this white girl out in the chat room, and she was talking, she was giving a lot of heat to him on the chat. So I told her, I said, look, don't debate in my chat room. All right, you want to do something? Come on up here. She came up, and she gave him some pushback, and he handled it. He handled it rather effectively and graciously, I think. But far as the ape sounds go, that never happened, man. I mean, I tell y'all this. Y'all can go and listen to it for yourself if y'all think that happened. And I know it's people in here now who heard that stream. There was nobody was on my chat making no damn inside my platform making ape sounds, man. Because number one, I wouldn't put up with that shit, and number two, BGS wouldn't put up with it either. So I mean,
that was my first thoughts. That definitely X would shut that down, absolutely. But a few people did say they were listening and they didn't hear that. Somebody super chatted it, so it was some people in the chat that definitely had your back. But I didn't know nothing about this, and it seemed like if that really did happen, it would have been like 1,700 response videos to it in this space. So
absolutely, that would have been all over the internet. Oh, X man, hey, let this white girl come up there and make ape sounds. BGS would have let this white girl make ape. You would have heard it all over, man. Absolutely, positively did not happen. But like I said, don't take my word for it. Go ahead and listen to it for yourself.
Yep, it was a stream on December 5th, and it was the one where it was titled Hood Conservative Challenge.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
It's at the end. All you got to do, you don't even have to watch the whole video. Just race to like the last, I say, 30 minutes.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to go in and watch the end with BGS. I don't even know what him and the white girl was going at it about, but that just sounds interesting off the top. But either way, all right, definitely thanks for clearing that up.
All right. I just want to say that, Brother Bernard, and everybody else on the panel and everything else. Peace, folks.
All right, hey, Boomer Sooner, get out of it. We don't say nothing bad about the good. RJ's a good brother. If he was mistaken, he was mistaken. We ain't about to charge RJ up with nothing. I mean, hey, good people can make mistakes, or we ain't about to do that. RJ's a good brother. Get off him. All right, oh man, something prompted you right at the buzzer when I was about to get off. Something prompted you, so I'll hand it over to you. You got the floor. You got the mic. Go ahead.
Yeah, what's going on, fellas? And what's going on, Barney? So I'm laid up here, man, because the temperature dropped real quick, and I don't respond really well to that. So I'm just kind of laying low. But I wanted to get in on this because, okay. So the entire premise of this discussion, if you really winnow it down, is black women want black men to account for who they spend their dime and their time with. White women, black women from Brazil, whatever, right? My thinking is this. That's the wrong question black women should be asking. The actual question black women should be asking is, why are they chronically single? Why are so many black women chronically single? Why is it that older, we're going to play the game here. Why is it that older women from other groups, heavier women from other groups, women that got baby mamas from other groups, why is it that they can get black men, but black women can't? Why is that?
Well, it speaks to what the original topic was, is that they like to go with the idea of black men worshiping white women, having low self-esteem, and they feel that the white woman is God, even though we are black women. Black men always say the black woman is God. But anyway, they want to go with that argument, and they're not looking at it like, oh, wait a minute, there's other ways to compensate for, if you have a deficit, if you'd have kids by another man. Well, there's plenty of men out there that if you're a polite, cooperative woman that'll treat him right and you do a decent job to get your body back intact after the baby, there's plenty of men out there who will overlook that and be fine with being the stepdad. I mean, there's more black stepdads than anything. So they're not looking at it like, oh, what can I do to compensate? No, they still want to be the same ornery, combative, loud, bitchy woman and have a baby and still get the guy to show up and treat them a certain way. I think that's what it is. That's what I was going. Go ahead.
The argument doesn't work when you factor in that it ain't just white women that's getting on. It's black women. I've told Pablo this before. And when I saw his wife for the first time, if I didn't know that she was from the Dominican Republic, I just would have thought she was a sister. She looked like a sister to me.
Yeah.
There are black women and he's in Atlanta. There are black women that look like that are homegrown from Atlanta, man. And you wouldn't know it until she started speaking. I mean, there are Afro-Latinas and there are dark-skinned Afro-Latinas, Q and all that. So it's not just a white thing. See, black women are allowed to kind of, wiggle out of that fundamental question. And I got to give a shout out to Uncle David Carroll. He did his most recent public YouTube video about Kevin Samuels being dusty. And then he followed it up in a rabbit hole, and he raised a really good question in the latter video. Why is it that we keep coming to this fundamental issue here? Why are so many black women such a turnoff? Not just the black men. I mean, everybody. Because we can do it the other way around. I mean, we're gonna jump on brothers for, and I've heard the argument. You're gonna jump on the guys. You say you don't want no baby mamas, but then you wind up with baby mamas over there. Well, why? Is it simply because they're white or they're foreign? Is that it? Yeah, okay. Well, let's turn it around. How come ain't no foreign dudes checking for y'all then? We ain't got no dudes from Brazil say, "Oh my God, I got to get me some." I mean, over in Brazil, there's a section of Brazil known as Bahia. Bahia is long known to have. I mean, Brazil in general is the blackest country in the Western Hemisphere. Number one, but number two, Bahia in particular is a major hub for black women. Black women travel to Brazil and they tend to go to Bahia. Where are all the Brazilian guys saying, "Damn, I can't wait to get Bahia. I'm gonna get with these ADOS chicks." That doesn't.
Well, Obsidian, these other men are checking for them. The black women, they just need to expand their dating options, as someone says. But which is about
Obsidian. But Bernard, Obsidian.
Go ahead, Obsidian.
I'm glad you brought that up, Bernie, because that is a very important part of this mix. So let's just look at the past 5 years that I've been in this game. So over the past 5 years alone, there have been the swirling crowd. You've had the get the bag / femininity / wife school, crowd. And we've had this all for 5 years. And it's not working. Nobody's moving the needle. The single biggest success story, and I want to drop her name, the single biggest success story that Crystalline Carrison can show us is Crystalline Carrison. She can't show us any other success stories. It's the same with Nicole Michelle. It's the same with April Mason. It's the same with She-Ra 7. I mean, it's the same with this other chick, Ro Cutno. I mean, all of them, all they can show us is themselves, assuming that they're all success stories. I'll grant you the argument. But that's all they can show us. They're not moving the needle. And so it brings me back to this fundamental question. What is it about black women where they're 70% chronically single, the most baby mama, when they get married, they don't stay as married as long, They cheat more than any other group of women because Black America has the highest infidelity rate, and it ain't just men, it's women too. They don't even live with men to the same extent that other people, other groups of women live with their men, cohabitation. What is it about Black women? At some point, you got to deal with that. And it seems to me, it's easy to go and, like you said earlier, and I knew that whole thing was a fabrication too. That's the reason why I never even bothered talking about it. What you was talking about earlier with the Twitter thing. I didn't even bother because I just, it's a bunch of ball. The real question here is, what is it about Black women that not only turns off Black men, just turns off men, period? White men, Hispanic men, Jewish men, Asian men, Arab men, Indian men with the dot and the feather. What is it about them as a group? It just turns them off. They are the last hired and the first fired on dating apps and websites. The Match Group, Tinder, Plenty of Fish, Tag, all these different people. Even Black people meet. Black women come dead last. What is that all about? And it seems to me, at this juncture, we're coming to the end of, for me, the end of the 5th year of me doing this. I don't want to go into 2020, 2021, this time next year, and we're still having this conversation. It's time to move on. And I'm just asking the question of Black, and it's funny, you had Sister George up here the other day. I told you I was participating in the conversation over the weekend, and on her channel, and I asked the question. The point came up about blue collar brothers having to work so hard to get the attention of the ladies. I said, okay, and this goes to the point about the non-select guys. Everybody knows I'm a dating coach for the non-select guy. I said, all right, that's fair. So I have to work hard and also have to work hard to get their attention. I said, okay, so what do I get for all of my toil and trouble? And they couldn't give me a straight answer. They started tap dancing. Well, you get the satisfaction that you was a hardworking man. We all know what I'm asking. What do you get from the other side for all your hard work? And we all know what the answer is. You get a subpar Black woman. That's what you get. Which explains why so many of them are not competitive. They're just not. They're not competitive on the open mating market. They're not. And it's time that it has to come from Black women. It can't come from Black men for a very simple reason. Black men ain't the one that's got the problem. Any one of us right now can pick up, go somewhere else. Boom, we're good. Pick a spot. It's like darts. You take the map and throw a dart on the map. Anywhere on there, we're gonna be all right. The question is, when are Black women going to sit down themselves, call their own circles? I mean, like as you rightly pointed out, Bernard, Black women got their own form and always have. They've only had a lot of pressure put on them in recent years. See, Black women never had any pressure applied to them. They've had a free hand, a free run of the public square for decades. Only in recent years have Black women even begun to feel any pressure to answer some real questions. What is it about them, man, that makes them so chronically single everywhere? Not just with Black men, everywhere. What is it about them about that? What's up with that? If there was a football team or a baseball team or something like that, man, heads would be rolling. Because you just cannot have that kind of lackluster performance as an organization and you just go on year just in the basement. We all know that would not be allowed to continue. If you just apply a free market analysis, such a losing organization would not be allowed to continue like that. Something's got to change. So this has got to come from Black women. Black women, all this faux outrage on Twitter and all this stuff. Look, man, that's not changing anything. The level up movement failed. Swirling failed. Black women going after Kevin Samuels, calling him Dusty, is an admission of failure. What is it going to take? And it has to come from Black women themselves. What's it going to take for Black women and say, you know what, man, this ain't working. We got to do something different. What is it going to take?
Well, you forgot one thing, Obsidian. Their sons are looking at the front door. Literally getting out and not coming back.
And I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up. And Sister George is in the chat room, so let me address her. She said, Obsidian, that's not true. You were talking to another man, not the women on the panel. Stop. No, you stop. Because your Ace Boon Coon Concrete Rose was all in with that dude on the panel. Well, that's what you choose to do. That's on you. And I didn't ask whether it was on me. I asked a straight up question. Okay, you work your ass off. What do you get? It's the same question of what do you bring to the table. Notice black women don't never want to talk about it. It's a real good question. You know the reason for that. Because a lot of black women know they don't bring nothing to the table. A lot of black women aren't even a good F. And you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because if that was true, then they'll put that out on the open market. I suck a mean, fill in the blank. I throw a brother black. All right, you could trade that on the open market. Black women don't want to do that because black women know. And by the way, read the book Super Freakonomics and see it for yourself. Once again, black women come dead last, even on the sex market. Dead last. Look at the porn business. Dead last.
You know what, Obsidian? I've never met a black man that couldn't get a white woman if he wanted one. Your own study or your own Tinder study proved that. When I saw those girls that was swiping right on you and all that, I was like, God dang, Obsidian got more of these white girls and Latinas and foreign girls than I do.
And as a matter of fact, I'm glad you brought that up. Somebody's doing something in the background.
He's got
it. As a matter of fact, Pablo, I'm glad you brought it up because I have volume 2 coming up of my experiment on Tinder. Since that time that we done that, and those cases were presented in the first week of September. They come from the first week of September. So last month, which is 2 months later, I went back to check my Tinder again. Over 50 new matches. And again, coming from all groups of women, not just black, white, Hispanic, Asian, the whole bit. So I'm going to be doing volume 2. So I mean, when you eliminate all of all the talking points, you eliminate them one by one, man. You come down to one common denominator, man, and that's black women themselves. And at this juncture, at the end of 2020, 5 years have passed. I'm thinking, what's it going to take for black women to just, you know what, man, we got to do something different. We've tried everything else. We got to do something different. I'm just wondering at what point does that come in? At what point?
Well, the old man has spoken. And as I said before, I was about to get off the air, but hey, whenever Obsidian and X ask for the mic, I tend to pass it to him. But we about to wrap this bad boy up. Chief Rocker, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate that. Appreciate everybody who came through. And shout out to Ike for dropping the very, very heavy-handed Cash App. He's official formal sponsor of the show today. So shout out to him. And everybody else who is there, just watch, hit the like button, hit the thumbs down button if you did anything to support the show in any type of way, even if it was just with your view. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. We will be back tomorrow and be looking out. Don't hold me to it, but I probably will be dropping a pre-recorded video tomorrow that will be probably airing probably at 8 a.m. But don't hold me to it. But I'll be having a pre-recorded video and I'll be going live tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that, and I'll see all of you tomorrow. Oh man, are you going on today? Are you?
I don't know, man.
The weather.
It's flurrying right now, as we speak, and coming off that total eclipse the other day, and then the massive pressure dropping, temperature drop, and all that. The bones, man, the bones. So I don't know. I might don't quote me on it. More than likely, I'll be back in action tomorrow.
I have no idea how that works. Now that's related to your injury, correct?
Yes.
When it gets cold, it makes you. How does cold air make an injury from 10 years ago start hurting? How does that? What's the science behind that?
Yeah, barometric pressure, extreme and sudden changes in barometric pressure. And that sort of thing happens a lot around hurricanes, rainstorms, ice storms. You need that pressure change in order to go from a relatively clear weather pattern to one that generates ice and rain and snow and stuff like that. So that's a factor. And what ends up happening is the inflammation of the joints. Pressure will have a impact on the soft tissues that hold your bones together, and that sort of thing will cause it to expand. Now, what happened was, here's something else that sisters don't talk about near enough. We talked about this before, Bernie, about fitness. Now, and my goal was never to be all swole and all, no. You know what my goal was, man? My goal was just to be functional. I'm 52. I want to be able to be still functional at 20 years from now. You know, I do walk with a cane. That's true. It's not as bad as it sounds. But I still have a great deal of range of movement and agility and speed. And that's something that I want to improve on and to give myself as long a shelf life as possible, maybe shed a few pounds, you know, stuff like that. My goal wasn't to get swole. As a matter of fact, that will be working against me because, you know, extra weight means that you have extra stress on your bones and your joints.
Right.
I want to streamline it as much as possible. So working with Marcus Cargill Fitness, he helped me a lot with this. You know, cutting the meat out of my diet really helped a lot. You know, it used to be any rain day would be extremely painful for me. Any rain day. Whether it was, you know, we're not talking about a snowstorm. We just regular rain day, doesn't matter what time of year. It will be extremely painful. Once I cut out the meat and everything, and I'm not, you know, telling everybody, I'm not one of these vegan nuts there, you know, no, I'm not saying that. For me personally, I have found that cutting out the meat reduces the pain. And the reason why is because the meat tends to contribute to the inflammation of joints. And so when it does rain and things like that, it will only magnify it. So you take that out of the diet, it lessens the inflammation piece. So now when it rains, I don't have nearly as much pain anymore. Matter of fact, there are days when it rains, I don't have any pain at all. But the thing is, now I gotta deal with this sudden changes in weather. I've noticed that when the temperature goes from, say, 60 degrees suddenly to 40 degrees in a day, I'll feel it. And that has a lot to do with barometric pressure. Doctors told me about this when I first got hurt a decade ago. And they said it was going to be something I would have to live with for the rest of my life. And me and Marcus Cargill have been working closely behind the scenes to try to do everything to kind of mitigate against it. I knew coming through the door, I would never be 100% pain free. I knew that. But my goal was, if I could only just reduce it by like 30%, I'm good. Just give me a 30% reduction in pain. I can roll with that. I can live. Just take the edge off it. Because I have a real high tolerance for pain and discomfort, if you haven't figured out that already. As long as,
and much as you could like listen to that Atara Dallas video over and over again, you got a lot of tolerance for pain and discomfort. Playing them Cynthia G clips. Oh man, you just abusing yourself, man.
And so, you know, if I could just get the pain cut down somewhat, I'll consider it a success. So I've met the first hurdle. A typical rain day doesn't mean anything to me anymore because I've gotten rid of the meat. Now I'm looking at the next step, which is how do I mitigate and work around, you know, when, you know, it used to be, you know, over the past 5 years, I don't know if anybody remembers this. I used to operate my schedule like baseball. I used to play baseball in high school. So I used to operate my schedule like baseball. So I would work from March until about October, and then I take the rest of the year off. And the reason why is because of what we're talking about right now. It would be very painful for me to continue a podcasting and live, especially live radio. Podcasting, you can stop and do whatever you want. But live radio, you have to sit there. People think this is easy. A lot of black folk especially. All right, you just sit there and talk on radio. Man, let me tell you something. There's a reason why talk radio shock jocks, I guess you can call them, talk radio heads Rush Limbaugh, or even Joe Madison. There's a reason why they make millions, man. It is not easy to sit in a chair with a microphone and talk on radio, no video, radio for hours a day and keep people listening. That is not easy, man. And you have to focus, you have to concentrate, and it's very difficult to concentrate through, inflammation, bone-based pain. It is not easy to do. So I used to work from March until October, like a baseball schedule, and then take off, from November to March again, and I start up again. But now I'm working right through this season, and the big reason is I owe it all to my man Marcus Cargill Fitness. He really helped me, with some exercises, stretching exercises, simple yoga, based nothing strange, but just simple yoga exercises, simple stretches, stuff like that. That it does ease the pain a good bit. It does ease it.
Right on. Well, we'll catch y'all tomorrow. So that's gonna wrap the show up. Hopefully, if the old man is feeling better, we see the old man on tonight. But with that said, I'm out of here. Peace, family. And that's it.